Okay, everyone, we are swiftly moving on to part 2 of Swoop's documentary on Colleen Ballinger. If you do not know what we are doing, we are rewatching the series for the first time that we've ever covered it properly like this, because so much was happening back in the moment that, there were so many people and videos and topics and things and tweets and screenshots that it was all a little bit overwhelming, and I forget what most of it was. So someone had suggested that we should watch it together. And that's so funny because I was scrolling on my YouTube a couple days ago and I got recommended one of the videos, and it was the one exposing Johnny. And I was like, whoa. And then I started thinking of things and I wanted to tell people, but I didn't want to just launch into it unprompted. This makes more sense if we watch it. And then whenever I think of things, we can talk about them like we did with the first one, part 1. I think it's almost 3 hours on my channel now. And these are incredible documentaries, deep diving to an insane degree, fucking incredible research, Swoop, with so many people that was involved in an ever-changing story. And again, I was involved in this in the sense that, I was doing interviews for it, or Swoop was, keeping me updated. But I don't really remember watching and consuming these because, again, it was so overwhelming and so many things were happening. So it's been interesting to go back, and specifically with part 1, I forgot how detailed it was. So we are going to move on to episode 2 today, which is the Colleen Ballinger nightmare just got worse, new evidence, and Trisha Paytas downfall. Okay, so also, I do just want to say as well that on my Patreon, I still do have code 2026 Mucker for 30% off. We are finishing Shane Dawson's documentary of him making his shitty movie. We also did the recent Escape the Nights. We've done Escape the Night season 4. Here's more Shane Dawson. We did Escape the Night season 3, 2, 1, Beast Games, watching Shane Dawson's movie. There's a whole other world. There's a whole other world on the Patreon, okay? If you want to join, get extra content, and Ruby Frankie, Trisha Paytas, and it really supports me. It is linked down below, and make sure to use the code because you'll get it for cheaper. So let's get into this video. Are we all ready? Are we all ready? Aye, aye, Captain. Aye, aye, Captain. Let's do it. I forget what this episode is. Like, if I'm being honest, I forget Maybe the Trisha podcast had ended. Like, I really do forget what this one was about. But anyways.
We need to talk. Sometimes I feel like I need to explain to the internet and the universe how to be an appropriate human being in this world where we all have to live together in harmony.
God, her eyebrows are crazy there. Woof.
Do you ever mean what she's saying?
Yes, all the time. There's a lot of times where in character I'll say something so cruel or, something I'm thinking but I would never actually say as myself, and it's very liberating to be able to say things that I'm thinking.
Can I give you some advice?
Yes.
Never tell people when those moments are.
He clocked the fuck out of her James Charles ass eyebrows, literally.
About 2 years to fully come to terms with what happened on stage and to feel violated by someone that I trusted so much.
All aboard!
Colleen abusing the power and control that they had as influencers, and knowing that we were all kids and minors, they took advantage of.
I think in rewatching this as well, I'm being reminded of a lot that I forgot about because, again, so much was coming out. And I think one of the main things is remembering Alex's story and Ella's story as well.
Toxic gossip train!
Where my favorite person in the world who could do no wrong loved my body the most whenever I was really skinny.
Stabbed me repeatedly in my bony little back.
My idol thinks that I'm too fat.
Oh no.
So that you can abuse that. And that was what happened here for many years.
Lies and rumors that you made up about.
Colleen, a 30-year-old woman, was sharing intimate details about her relationship and divorce with a boy who was 14 that she met on the internet.
Oh my god, I had uploaded on YouTube the reacting to the first episode, and whenever so many of you guys were commenting on when Swoop said like Colleen was a 30-something-year-old talking to a 14-year-old about her sex life or her divorce or whatever. She was talking to a 14-year-old. She was like 30-something talking to a 14-year-old. And then I was like, oh my God, at 23, if you put me in a room with a 14-year-old, I think I would freeze and be like 6'7" or, something. Like, I'm like, I don't know how to speak to you. I also feel like I'm more scared than ever of like the younger it gets, like in those teenage years. I'm terrified of teenagers. When I'm walking in the street and there's a group of teenagers, I hate to admit it, but I get nervous when I walk by. I'm like intimidated. I don't know how to deal with all that. Like, I don't know how, like, I just want you to stay over there. You know what I mean? Like, for me, like cutoff, like really 21, like, oof, anything below really starts to, I'm like, oh my God, you probably think I'm so, what's it called? Unk and chopped. You know what I mean? Nah. And then I was like, wait, when you put it in that context, could you imagine me being 10 years older than what I am now? 10 years older. Can you believe it? 10 years older from my age right now. And I would be the age that Colleen was when she was doing this. So 10 years. And then put me in a room with a 14-year-old and talk about my sex life? Oh, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy to me. 10 whole years. They've never seen. No one can believe this. Quite frankly, it's insane. It's insane. It really is so insane. Like, when, I don't know why that didn't click with me the first time I maybe have seen this or people talking about it, but I'm like, that is weird as fuck. I don't know how old her oldest kid is now, but he has to be like 7 or 8 or something like that, which means that her eldest child is closer in age right now to when she would talk to me about like her divorce and sex life and stuff like that. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that so crazy? Like, still to this day, I will always harp on that. That is weird as fuck. And she got a lot of backlash and got like dogged on the internet. But honestly, I don't think enough, because that is weird, because she was doing it to not just me, but other people. And I'll always harp on that point that is weird. Like, specifically her having kids as well that are approaching like their preteen teen years. I'm like, oh my God, will she be like, whoa, my child is 14 now. Like, could I imagine you? What? Goodness me.
Game fart joke.
This woman groomed me.
Hey.
Colleen Ballinger has released the worst YouTube apology video of all.
Oh my God, that's crazy how in the midst of this was whenever Colleen did the Toxic Gossip Train. Like, she posted that after Swoop did the first episode. Girl, I mean, pick the timing of it. You know what I mean? Like, your timing could be better.
All time. Probably the worst apology video ever made anywhere ever. And I don't even know where the to begin with how she did it.
I'm so sorry, you guys.
Oh my God, Laura Lee jump scare.
And I'm sorry.
Adam, genuine question, where were you when her video dropped? I was on stream. This is niche. This is very niche. But I promise you that there's someone here who was on that stream. I went, literally, this is how it went. I went live like a normal day, and I literally go to start my first topic. And within seconds of starting my first topic, the chat is filled with Colleen just responded. I load it up, click on it, and within 2 seconds see the ukulele come out, and I go, guys, I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna leak the drive. Come on, Alexa Nicholas. I'm gonna, oh my God, now I can only think about, I'm gonna leak the drive. I was like, guys, I need to watch this off stream, because I was like, I didn't know what she was gonna say, and I didn't want to just react to it on stream. That would not be good. So I literally was like, ended stream, watched maybe to the first chorus of the song, went immediately back on stream, and then watched it for the first time on stream. That's where I was. It's like, yeah, I remember exactly where I was. It's documented too.
Sorry, and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I am so sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm still sorry.
Not
and I will
this.
keep saying I'm sorry.
I am truly sorry for my
Oh my God, the gold kite.
actions and my behavior.
I understand how and why I, and only I, caused myself to get into this situation.
All aboard the
And to make matters even worse for her, none other than Trisha Paytas has entered the chat.
And I remember exactly where I was when this video dropped. You want to know where I was? I was Main Street, Disneyland, Anaheim, in the first shop to the right with my mom. And this video dropped. Yeah, look, my mom with Disney. And we shared an earphone and listened to it standing on Main Street in Disneyland, Anaheim. Uh-huh. I remember exactly where I was here as well. Goodness me.
that. So a quick recap for anyone just tuning into the Colleen Ballinger situation. It technically started on June 3rd, 2023. It was a day that felt like any other day. The Russia-Ukraine situation entered its 456th day, if you can imagine that. Heavy storms claimed the lives of 2 and injured 35 others in Japan. I was putting the finishing touches on my Illuminati documentary and hallucinating that there were 4 black cats running around my apartment that weren't really there. Oh wait, no. Yeah, that's my reality. And a little channel known as Cody Rants posted a damning
Now, Cody, you looked ridiculous here.
All video about their time as a fan of content creator Colleen Ballinger, who is more famously known as the character Miranda Sings.
I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm just like, F it, I'm just gonna talk about what I wanna talk about, and if you don't
It took you a long time to get there.
like it, that is your problem, not mine.
Now, let me see if I can summarize this as quickly as I can for any of you watching.
Damn, Swoop hates Cody.
Who may have missed part 1.
Get off this damn live stream. I just am like thinking about that Cody live stream. Oh my god. Do I have a video of that? Do I have a video on that? Seriously? Like, I think I remember moments of it. Adam McIntyre Cody live stream. I'm like remembering elements of it. Oh my god. This is why does this have 594,000 views? Oh my god, that is so Oh, I know that Cody is fuming. Because Cody did this and deleted it. What's so funny is I basically reacted to the entire thing or most of it, and then fucking almost 600,000 people saw it. Okay, wait, let's see.
People are saying, I'm so done with all this. I talked to minors in group chats.
Oh!
What was other things I got canceled for?
Oh my god, I'm having flashbacks.
Care if you do or do not come back.
Oh my god, when's Eileen called? Get off this damn live stream. Cody, get off this damn live.
I know you skipped it, Adam, when you were doing your video, but
Because I don't care about your story.
I also dealt with a lot with the Colleen stuff.
Oh.
I'm not denying that. I've done 2 separate videos. You could have done 2 separate videos. Talk about your stuff and then talk about Adam. You know what? You're right. You're right. That kid was getting phone calls for 3 years. You're right. You're not wrong. You're right. You know what? You're
the
right.
person typing. This is fucking outrageous.
This woman got starstruck.
Oh!
You're not wrong.
Wait.
Care if you do or do not come back to YouTube. It is totally your choice. I do not care because you're slimy. Oh my god. So I don't have to praise you for knowing this is your reason. Adam, I told you.
Sorry, I forgot I was in the chat responding by being like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Adam, I told you my reasoning. That's all this live stream is. Adam, I told you my reasoning. Sat there, knew a 17-year-old was getting dog piled on. You even thought it was wrong, but then you, as a grown-ass woman, got starstruck and manipulated into making a video dog piling on that same 17-year-old, and it worked. And for years, he has had a reputation of being a manipulator, a liar, and everything else. Because your ass, a grown-ass woman, got starstruck. You're not wrong.
Fuck, that is good. I remember it being good, but I don't remember it being this good.
Once you were calmed down about everything, sure, make a video about it. Think you should address. Well, I don't want people to say I'm avoiding things. Don't look at the comments. Don't look at tweets. You address the things that you feel that you need to address. Okay, so because you obviously have a bad habit of looking at everything and taking them personally. 7 years, instead of...
Oh my god, when Cody started taking notes on what Xylee was recommending that they should do in the video. Oh, this was hilarious. This was hilarious. Oh my god.
Do you remember when that stuff came for all these years, have been bullying me, and I thought if I just make one more live stream and not see that.
Oh.
Of you. Moth Mistress, thank you. Not you handling this.
God, I love my fake tan era.
15.
I see.
Like, these comments, people are like...
Who asked you to go live, though? We just want to know why you deleted videos. How would you know if I didn't go live?
Because you could have tweeted it. But you
Sorry, me didn't call and respond.
couldn't monetize the tweet.
Colleen crying videos. How could you not see that?
Oh my god, someone commented, this is reminding me of Colleen's crying videos. Like, y'all are getting creative with the insult. I did think Cody was like 20.
Like, what do you want?
Oh my God.
I just don't understand.
Oh my God. See? This has just unlocked that memory for me.
One of my Colleen Ballinger docu-series. It is linked below. 10 out of 10. Recommend you watch for the full and complete story, which also has my interviews with several of the key victims, including Adam McIntyre, Johnny Silvestri, Becky, Alex, and Ella. They shared some truly shocking and heartbreaking details of what they experienced at the hands of Colleen Ballinger and others. It is worth the watch. Definitely recommend you check it out. It's linked below.
I remember coming to her because I didn't want to tell my parents about it because Colleen would tell me that she's confiding in me with information and don't tell anybody because then, she's trusting me with this. And if I tell people, she will not be able to trust me.
I'm just seeing what me and Swoop's hoodies spell out. Eddie Roland. Eddie Roland.
So I'm like, shit, like I don't want to,
Hold on, let's get past the recap of the last episodes. Here we go.
That he was groomed.
And I just was like, this woman.
Not because you're
used me.
Shane, get off.
This woman.
Get off. Get off live. Get off live.
Groomed me.
Which, let me make it clear, in my opinion, he was. And as many of y'all know, that's me speaking from long-time experience, because people want to act like what happened to Adam was nothing. I'm saying, as someone who was viciously sexually groomed as a child, who has spent the last many years studying the warning signs and making content and documentaries around it, I believe Adam was groomed. What quickly followed was a social media firestorm with dozens of people making similar accusations against Colleen, as well as multiple members of her family and friends being accused of grooming, or worse, as if grooming wasn't enough already.
Colleen, I don't know how you sleep at night knowing that you have hurt so many people. It blows my mind. I think you lack empathy completely.
Like, I talked to this woman about so many embarrassing things looking back, and I'm like, shit, I had no boundaries with her. And then I'm like, no, she actively broke those down by openly praising me for having no boundaries with her or her having none with me. It makes me feel so, like, yucky.
Her video came out, and I was just shocked, to say the least, that she didn't at least acknowledge the stuff that her...
Ooh, this Trisha video really upset me. I felt so bad for Trisha.
Fans were saying how they felt,
Now, as a result, multiple sponsors dropped Colleen, and a re-examination of the legacy of Miranda Sings ensued. The internet does what the internet does, okay? She's a stingy bitch when it comes to this stuff, and we love her for that. Now, Miranda Sings, being a character who may not have intentionally been made for children, but over the past decade and a half has garnered an almost exclusively underage audience who support her not only online, but at her own countless live shows across the world. Now,
I also wonder at what part of the Miranda Sings career Colleen decided to pivot more from the older gay man audience in nightclubs to young kids in school halls. You know what I mean?
In light of these staggering
when did the money start swaying one way over the other?
Most of which occurred in a mere 3-week period, which is fucking mind-blowing.
That's the reason that I'm really wanting to rewatch this series. Like, literally, what Swoop's saying, like, even within 3 weeks, there's been huge updates. So many things are happening in 3 weeks. That's how fucking fast moving this was. That's why I genuinely forget most of 2023. Like,
if you think about it, Colleen Ballinger stayed silent. She went on tour, playing multiple shows where she didn't address anything. The fact she went on tour after all this, like after my video, after Cody's video, the fact she went on fucking tour for only a couple shows before they canceled them all is insane. In the meantime, I put together as comprehensive a doc as possible that, again, I recommend you watch before we get into this, on the timeline of allegations as we know it that include my personal interviews with multiple victims. Now, in my documentary, I mentioned it was a docu-series, and I promised a part 2 that was going to dig into some of the other monstrous allegations. Trust me, it gets so much deeper, but then Colleen dropped this.
One thing as well to note is I don't think Swoop or her team, her amazing team, quite frankly, the greatest team ever, anticipated to make part 2, 3, 4, 5, interview Josh, interview exposing Johnny. I don't think that at all. And if anything, Swoop and her team got a lot of backlash because people expected, these updates in these docu-styles, which takes a lot of work, really quickly as these updates were happening. And when it would get delayed, people would really attack Swoop and her team. And it was always crazy to me because Swoop was getting so much backlash and stress from creating this. And ended up doing everything that everyone wanted, which was going deeper and interviewing Josh when her and her team didn't have to, and it probably took a lot out of them. So I just think that that's always something to note here.
This giant FU of a response video. So because of that, like I said on Twitter, my part 2 docuseries just became a 3-part docuseries. So congratulations, Colleen, you're getting the thorough Swoop treatment here. And so today in this one, this is now part 2, will be a full response with actual facts to Colleen.
The fact this ended up going to like 4 parts as well is like, I know that I've spoken to Swoop and her team about this. They didn't think it was going to turn into
apology
this
video. And y'all, I'm telling you right now, make sure you stay tuned for part 3, because if you thought everything we've covered so far was intense, part 3 is going to shock you, including an explosive and exclusive interview with someone in this story who everyone wants to hear from. So I don't know, make sure y'all are following me on Twitter, because I will be announcing more details.
And I think Swoop's part 3 was going to be something completely different, but then in that time, we found out that Johnny was a lying asshole, and then it changed into that.
Details on this as things continue to develop, and sharing some shocking revelations over there as well, because there are so many pieces to this whole story.
Crazy.
Okay, now back to our timeline. So after weeks of silence, Colleen's best friend Corey DeSoto, of all people, allegedly posted this to Snapchat on June 27th, 2020.
Oh my God, I forgot about this. The truth will set you free, ... And this was so random. Like, after them all being silent, it was like 2 weeks later, and then this goes up. And we were like, I forgot this is how it went down.
23. Quote, the truth will set you free. I'm sorry, the truth will set me free? The does that mean, Corey? Like, if you actually posted this, there's a good chance it was a hint of things to come, since the following day, on June 28th, Colleen Ballinger finally responded by, well, not actually responding at all.
That's true. We were kind of anticipating that her video was going to come that day.
At least not how one would hope. So, so much for the truth set.
The fact that Corey was soft launching the video, was that a warning or a threat or a heads up?
And let me be clear, this video is not a response. It's not an apology. And contrary to what Colleen says in this disaster piece theater, she sure as hell is not taking accountability for her actions. I know. Shocking, right? A celebrity influencer not taking any accountability for the massive amount of serious and damaging allegations made against him. Who would have thought? I mean, listen,
Corey DeSoto threats
to post. On this about like a year or so ago. Have you seen the video Sienna May made in response to being accused of SA by Jack Wright, where she just dances and that's it? Yeah, that's a thing. And somehow this response video, Colleen's response video, is worse than that. And you could tell, because when I start getting to grabbing little things like this in the air, Professor Petty is pissed, okay? Sorry, let me not get ahead of myself. It is by far one of, if not the worst responses.
Also crazy that she posted it on her vlog channel for it to go to her lesser audience than her main channel, because there's less subscribers, just for it to become like her most viewed video ever.
I've ever seen posted to the internet. I have no words for how bad this response is. No, actually, you know what? Scratch that. A bitch got a lot of words, okay? So we're gonna do something different today and break this response down piece by piece, point and counterpoint, to lay out all of the bullshit Colleen seems to want to ignore with actual evidence and receipts. Because I am a thorough
Don't tell me we're gonna
learned
listen to the
bitch,
song.
and she
See, I told you I didn't even know what this episode was
might
about.
try to sweep this under the rug, but Swoop is here to clean the whole damn house and hold a yard sale, okay? I'm telling you, when the accent starts coming out, then you really gotta worry. But most importantly,
that face card is just like, just a moment for the face card, y'all.
Lighthearted tone aside.
On.
I reached out once again to some of the victims who have come forward to share their stories about their experiences with Colleen. And today you'll hear their thoughts and reactions about Colleen's response video directly from them. I think it's always important we hear from them as much as possible. But first, oh, hi there. Hello, hi. It's my face again.
Hey, I know this video is sponsored. Girl, I love you. But this one isn't. So go over to the original video and support that sponsor.
Okay, and it was just absolutely destroyed overnight. Had to start over. Had no idea that we would be able to build such a beautiful community that means more to me than anything that I have ever built. And this is all us. This is all us building this together. And I just appreciate all of you being here so much. Okay, we're ready to dive into this. First off, a content heads up, just like with part.
Now, I just want to look really quickly because, all right. So whenever I'm looking here at like the episodes, because again, I'm getting a little bit confused as to what was the order of these being posted. So let me see. Swoop. God, that Cody live stream. Let me see. So the order, oh my God, I posted. Whoa. Okay. Right. Well, the order is different than I thought. So let's just get back to it.
Part 1, we will be discussing themes of grooming, abuse, gaslighting, chronic illness, manipulation of minors, and Kevin Spacey.
I showed you exactly what people are capable of.
Sensitive words and images will be censored per usual, but I just want you to have a heads up as always. All of these statements are alleged. I will be sharing others in my opinion based on the available information and research and interviews. Please form your own opinion. Do not spread any hate. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm so curious. Now, buckle up, class in session.
Quite true.
Wait, where's my chat? I don't know why. Wait, you guys just disappeared. Hold on, let me come back. Come back. Come back, everyone. How did you lock? Oh, you're back. You're back. You're back. Welcome. Missed you guys. Sorry, something happened with the recording. But we're so back. Missed you. Missed you. Something happened with the stream. And it got a little bit frozen and a little bit chaotic, but we're back. This is what happens when you're live. Quite frankly, they've always had things historically go missing. Escape the Kia Asylum. Congratulations. The only thing that you missed, if you missed anything, was basically just Swoop doing the introduction of the last episode. But let's get in. Good to have you back again. Quite frankly, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see you.
Doesn't matter if it's true though, just as long as it's entertaining to you. Right? You guys having fun?
The first thing to note about Hi, a video that will go down in history as probably the worst response to allegations against a YouTuber ever, is that it's not on the Colleen Ballinger channel, which has over 8.5 million subscribers. It's not on the Miranda Sings YouTube channel, which has over 10 million subscribers, and...
Could you imagine? She did the fucking song as Miranda Sings. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
is also at the root of many of these allegations. No.
You know what? In the most respectful way, it probably would have, like, number one, made more sense, and number two, probably sounded better.
Oh, it's on Colleen Vlogs, which is Colleen's third channel with nearly 3.5 million subscribers. It's her smallest channel. To me, especially given what she says in the video, this is much like Colleen's original Addressing Everything,
which was on the fucking same channel. She posted on her last viewed, subscribed to, engaged with channel in hopes of it being suppressed. But again, that did not work in this
video
case.
From 2020. Yet another avoidance and deflection tactic used to minimize the very clear severity of the accusation so that she can say she addressed.
What's so crazy is her last video on her main channel when all this went down was a mukbang with Trisha Paytas.
Everything while addressing nothing. Well, I mean, unless you consider it addressing shitty songwriting, which, you know, gold stars. Colleen demonstrates that quite well. I'm sure she already got her Grammy acceptance speech greased up and ready to go. Anyways, make no mistake, she posted this on her smallest platform, likely hoping it might get overlooked by her remaining fans who somehow still don't know or care about what's been going on. Okay, straight out the gate, I've got a few thoughts. Okay, first of all, a ukulele, a fucking ukulele.
Oh my God, this is so crazy seeing Johnny in this. Oof. This was before we all found out that Johnny was like fucking lying and manipulating everyone. So seeing him, also his lazy ass. His lazy ass. This is how you're reacting to the video? This reminds me of fucking 2020 Adam. Johnny's such a fool. That's the proper word. Fool.
I just like, what in the whole grain bitch ass bullshit? No.
When Johnny, oh my God, wait. Oh my God, I just remembered. When I did the hilarious, quite frankly, one of the greatest responses that I've ever seen. When I did the ukulele response, the call and response to her. Quite frankly, they've never seen something so amazing. And then this motherfucker, Johnny, the next day, comes up with a video where he's made a song response on the fucking piano. And he did his own song response. And I was like, bitch, two things. Number one, I spent the entire day that I filmed my high ukulele response video contemplating whether or not when I posted it, people would find it funny or people would attack me and say that like I wasn't taking it seriously. So I was going back and forth, and then at the end of the day, I filmed the video, I watched it. I'm gonna be honest, Mom. I don't know if my mom is in the chat, but she wasn't a fan of it. She didn't want me to post it because a lot of my friends and Mom were scared that I would post it and people would be like, "Oh, you don't take this seriously. You don't care about it." But me and two of my friends agreed with me that it was a funny video. I was like, it's risky, yes, but I find it funny, and like, who are they to like say that's not funny? So I posted it. And the response within like 2 minutes, I was like, they find it funny. Thank God. I was like, thank God they find it funny. Because I was like, woof. I went, that was risky. But but then, oh my God. So my hilarious, quite frankly, the most funny video ever. When my video got posted, the Daily Mail, this is my favorite thing from this time, right? This was the one thing where I was like, oh, this shit is so fucking lame. When you type in my name, the first fucking video that comes up is the Daily Mail, the newspaper that me and my family read, posting my fucking thing. And these motherfuckers got 2 million likes on it. I was like, the video went down well. Okay, YouTube muckers, it is now officially just us. For some reason, my Twitch is not working tonight, and it kept freezing and unfreezing. So the people that you can see messaging right now, they do not see me right now. They do not hear me. They do not see me. I am out of mind, but they're just writing on my previous live stream while there's Wi-Fi difficulties. So we're going to get through this together. So I'm going to need you to comment your thoughts more than ever because I'm going to be going through this alone now. And you're going to be joining me, so I need to know your thoughts. But the story that I was telling before I got interrupted by Twitch was I was super nervous and put myself out on the line to to do this response video, and I didn't take myself seriously, and people liked it. Johnny did his version of it, but he couldn't never not take himself seriously, so he made this huge piano response about how dare you, Colleen, and the response to it was people being like, oh, you are embarrassing. You are a clout chaser. You are so full of yourself. And then he started spiraling. He would copy every fucking thing that I did. It pissed me the fuck off.
Of the accusations so that she can say she addressed everything while addressing nothing. Well, I mean, unless you consider it addressing shitty songwriting, which, you know, gold stars. Ooh. Colleen demonstrates that quite well. I'm sure she already got her Grammy acceptance speech greased up and ready to go. Anyways, make no mistake, she posted this on her smallest platform, likely hoping it might get overlooked by her remaining fans who somehow still don't know or care about what's been going on. Okay, straight out the gate, I've got a few thoughts. Okay, first of all, a ukulele, a fucking ukulele.
Oh, Johnny. You know what's it's Johnny's fault. It's so funny. They're not even seeing me right now. Shout out to you. It's so funny seeing Johnny be used again as like these like reference points because again, one more episode and we find out that he was a fucking liar. Goodness me.
I just like, what in the whole grain bitch ass bullshit? No way. She's going for the ukulele right off the bat. Listen, I don't know.
Sorry, let me get my computer charging. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be locking in. We're gonna be locking in. Are you watching my second channel vlogs? I'm having a lot of fun over there. I'm just moving to London if you want to watch that funness. Shout out to you if you decide to watch.
How anyone can get through to Colleen at this point, but if it takes telling
oh my God,
her
the clown
on
music
every
in the
screen
background.
possible that shit ain't it, then fine. This ain't it. This ain't it. This damn sure ain't it. Hell no, this ain't it. Bitch, you thought, but this ain't it. Nope, still ain't it. Never was it. Never gonna be it. This shit ain't it. Right. So, secondly, y'all, this staging and lighting is really giving me like Kevin Spacey abuser era vibes.
I know what you want.
Right off the bat, my jaw dropped when I saw this video. And I said, no f***ing way. Is she gonna sing? Is she gonna sing in response to allegations of child grooming and endangerment and sending porn to minors and fostering an unsafe environment made worse by her brother, who is allegedly a groomer, and her best friend, who is allegedly a groomer and an abuser? I mean, is this really happening?
Hey, it's been a while since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I did a little break. A lot of people are saying
oh no, we're going through it. Oh no.
some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true, though. Just as long as it's entertaining to you. Right?
Let's talk about this.
And you know she was seething, writing those words. as long as it's entertaining to you. Oh, you just know.
For a second, Colleen. I'll say this softly. Colleen, since you said it wasn't quite true. Colleen, I'm wondering, can you be a bit more specific about which part isn't true, Colleen? Is it the part where you sent nudes to minors to body shame your friend, Colleen? Or the part where you asked your underage boy for pictures of his ass, Colleen? Or was it the part where you exploited countless minors on stage for the sake of a joke, Colleen? Or
that's always when you know that someone isn't gonna like go down well in the eyes of the public is when they refuse to show things but say that they could, change someone's opinion, but they're not going to show you, which is what like Colleen says, like things aren't true. And it's like if she had proven or tried to prove that things weren't real, she would change her public image in a good way. So why wouldn't she do that?
maybe it was the time you weight shamed a young fan to their face, giving them body issues for years, Colleen. Or maybe it was the part where you made an absolute f***ing mockery of chronic illnesses like fibromyalgia for millions of people to watch. Was it that part, Colleen? Okay, sorry. Please do continue.
All aboard the toxic gossip train.
Oh, God.
Chugging down the tracks of misinformation, the toxic gossip train. You got
The eye contact never gets less scary.
a one-way ticket to manipulation station, toxic gossip train.
I mean, the vocals are insane. I mean, there's so many things to focus on.
Tie me to the tracks and harass me for my past. Cause rumors look like facts if you don't mind. The gaps don't survive in the crash, but hey, at least you're having fun.
I just cannot believe that she came up with the like analogy of like arriving at a train station. Like, were there drafts where it was like different scenarios? I want to hear those,
Hey everyone, I've been wanting to come online and talk to you about a few things.
There's so much to break down here. First of all, what in the actual whole grain sugar-free Colleen? The toxic gossip train? I can't. Like, we're gonna have to, Petty University, roll the intro.
Not on the train.
You call this the toxic gossip train. The toxic gossip train? Well, bitch, okay, conductor Swoop has entered the tracks. It is time for some truth. Okay, so everyone, just all aboard the petty train, buckle up. This isn't a Marvel movie, and you're not fighting badly rendered CGI villains, Colleen. You're writing a song about your fans who were children and were groomed, exploited, abused, and taken advantage of in countless ways. The receipts are there, yet you want to characterize this as toxic gossip. Toss goss? Are we really here? Okay, toss goss. I'm just like, on what corner of Harry Styles' universe is it considered gossip when it is coming straight from the source? Do I need to call upon Oxford and read the definition of gossip?
Remember when Gabby Hanna spoke at Oxford? Why did she do that?
Casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. We've seen the receipts, the texts, the videos, the posts. We've heard straight from the victims' mouths. Many of these details have been confirmed as being true. I mean, Colleen, can you please just find your seat in the back of the petty train and sit your unapologetic booty ass down, okay? Class.
At her bony little back, mind you.
Dismissed.
Not the toxic gossip train.
And harass me for my past. Just rumors look like facts if you don't mind. The gaps don't survive in the crash, but hey, at least you're having fun.
Now, I have a serious question here. Why do you, Colleen, why do you think this is fun for Adam, Becky, Alex, Johnny, Ella, Oliver, and even some other folks I haven't named who have spoken out against you? Do you honestly think this is fun for them? Do you think it's fun for your fans now? Or was it that you couldn't resist the urge to belittle their very valid feelings every chance you could in this
And also, you know that she was trying to show off her talent as well, like songwriting ability, singing in this video as well, which makes it like 10 times worse.
Level off-Broadway musical. Let me echo the voices of so many and be clear. These victims, your alleged victims, are reliving their trauma every single day, and most of them have asked for something very simple, an apology, a genuine one. What would you like Colleen to do now? Is there
me jump scare
that she could do, that her family could do, that would change anything?
Well, I can only speak for myself. And 2 weeks ago, I tweeted and said...
Yeah, I tweeted before any of this really blew up. Like on the first couple days, just give me an apology and I'll stop.
If Colleen and Corey do a private apology to both me privately,
my parents,
my mother privately, my mother publicly, me publicly, I'll never talk about the situation again. And I'll just like deal with this in private. It's been 2 weeks. She's gone on tour since. She's
That's
selling
crazy.
cancel
That is
lists
so
since.
crazy.
She's ignoring it. She's refusing to comment to journalists. I don't think I'm gonna get that. So I don't know what happens next. I literally do not know what happens next.
None of that sounds very fun. That sounds like the pursuit of closure to me, something they clearly will never find from you. And need I remind you, they didn't even start this. Cody Tyler did with this video, which Cody initially privated and has now unprivated since part 1 of my docuseries came out, for now at least. But when Cody first posted it, they posted it, then disappeared from the public stage the second this became a bigger deal. Now, I can't say for sure why Cody did this, but don't you dare accuse any of these people shining a light on your inappropriate behavior as having fun. Actually, when I think about it, you know who was having fun? You. When you developed a character named Miranda Sings, whose sole motivation and inspiration, according to your own words, was so that you could make fun of your fellow college classmates for pursuing their dreams.
But don't forget, the story has changed after Swoop called this out, and it's now about like her like embracing, you know, everyone's difference. Like literally the story since Swoop started saying this is now like, oh my god, it's the most uplifting character ever. It's never based on any people.
And I went to
Her fuck ass bangs here are insane. She has a brick on her forehead.
private Christian university, and there was a lot of people in my program who were just had the characteristics of Miranda, the character that I
Which
do.
are what? It's cocky?
Cocky, and just, they talk like this. And just like, they just thought they were so good. And they would record themselves singing songs and post it online for everyone to see. And no bad comments, they only wanted good feedback.
You were also having fun because you got to say all the mean, nasty things you ever hoped to say under the Miranda disguise.
Mean what she's saying.
Yes, all the time. There's a lot of times where in character I'll say something so cruel or, you know, something I'm thinking but I would never actually say as myself. And it's very liberating to be able to say things that I'm thinking.
Can I give you some advice?
Yes.
Never tell people when those moments are.
Being a
Again, truly one of the worst things she could have said, like on TV as well.
of abuse and trying to process that on a massive public scale is not fun. It's f***ed up. And you could have helped bring closure, but instead, you brought a ukulele. So who's really the one having fun with this? But you know, hey, we're only a minute into this 10-minute disaster piece. I don't know, maybe you'll apologize later. We'll find out.
Even though my team has strongly advised me to not say what I want to say, I recently
That was such a stupid fucking thing to say.
realized that I never said that I couldn't sing.
Again, directly quoting Victorious, that episode, you guys remember it, where Ariana Grande's on vocal rest, Kat Valentine's on vocal rest, and at the party, she starts singing, and they go, Kat, you're on vocal rest, and she goes, she didn't say I couldn't sing. And literally, like, they didn't say I couldn't sing, and the fact that Colleen quotes that here kills me.
I want to say, so here I am, and today I only want to talk about the facts. So I hope that you'll be willing to listen.
So,
what does that even mean?
Oh, your team didn't want you to.
Today I'm going to give the facts, and the entire video is opinion based. Does anyone know that thing where it's like, what's the greatest cuisine in the world? England. Really? Yeah, England. What's good about there? Everything. It's opinions based. It's opinions based.
To do this, and you did it anyway. Devoid of context. Good. What's really interesting about this line, and something that I want all of you to keep in mind as we watch ahead, Colleen says she's only interested in the facts. To my knowledge, there is very little in the way of facts in this video, but more so a whole lot of feelings. Specifically, Colleen Ballinger's feelings.
Many years ago, I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way.
The fact she said that is crazy. I was doing it in a loser kind of way. That is so embarrassing at your grown age. Like, that's your get out. That's your get out
I
card.
was just trying to be besties with everybody. It's kind of like when you go to like a family gathering, you know, and there's a weird aunt there.
Like, this is so bonkers that she said this. That's her get out. I'm like a creepy auntie that comes to the function. Huh?
Keeps coming up to you and going like, hey girl, what's the tea? And you're like, ugh.
Okay, Colleen, you're so close here, Colleen. You definitely messaged fans inappropriately. That is a fact. But I'm gonna take away a point here for you characterizing it as you being a loser and not a creep, okay? This is inappropriate. This is not the act of just a loser. Though to be clear, although I will refrain from calling you a loser, you are currently losing and you—
I'll call her a loser. I'll call many people a loser.
You are lost. So you can have—
I think Daniel Preda's a loser.
Your point back.
He'll always get a lashing from me for no reason.
I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and because of that, I feel—
It kills me when I see Twitch chatters because, again, they're literally just on a blank screen right now. Like, they don't know that I'm doing this right now.
like I'm
It's
talking
only
to
me
my
and you,
friends,
YouTube.
but in the beginning of my career, I didn't really understand that maybe there should be some boundaries there.
This
Again, crazy line. I didn't realize there should be some boundaries there. Did she sing this little tune for anybody else before posting this?
is so disingenuous on so many levels, Colleen. Like,
I really did she? Was this like she locked herself away and like manically did it? Or was this thought through?
let me tell you right now, the weird aunt coming up and asking me for tea could be a bit odd, but we all know the weird aunt is kind of cute, quirky, and endearing. Judging by that ukulele, you want us to believe that you're that person, but you're not the mean girl's mom, and this is not tea.
There are no rules in this house, not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
This was you, a 30-something-year-old powerful celebrity woman asking 14-year-old fans for advice on your divorce.
And then in 2016, really after my birthday, really starting on my birthday, actually, my 14th, was whenever I really had to start hearing about how abusive Josh was and how traumatic her life was.
Dude, the stories she used to tell.
And do I have any advice for her on how to get out of this situation? And it was really that pivotal moment after that meet and greet and live stream in 2016. And I mean, from then on was just like a lot.
This was you asking a 14-year-old for pictures of his behind.
I mean, I knew in the moment she was closer in age to my mother, but I was like, oh, she's like my cool friend. Like, and the not having boundaries was kind of like an exciting thing of like, oh, she can talk to me about anything and I can talk to her about anything. And I mean, that's just wildly inappropriate.
Even when I think back on it today, the dynamic to me in that moment made total sense. Like, made total sense.
This was you talking about your worst menstrual situations to minors as young as 12. This was you talking about your ex-husband's privates to minors. Like, if my weird aunt did any of that, my weird aunt would get her ass thrown out of the party and cut off from the family photos, okay? That's just the reality there.
Boundaries there. There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which was really weird of me.
Like this, I just can't believe she thought through these words.
I haven't done that for years, you see, because I changed my behavior and I took accountability.
By the way, she was in the Weenies group chat, which I didn't know even still existed. She was in the Weenies group chat when I posted my video, getting them all to send all the fucking dirt they had on me so that she could get people to tweet it. Girl, fuck you.
But that's not very interesting, is it? So let's go on the toxic gossip train.
Oh my god.
Locomotives fuel.
Also, just want to let you know that Colleen only left the Weenies. Colleen only left the Weenies in 2023. Like right before this video.
The toxic gossip train.
And this wasn't at the beginning of your career, which need I remind
She just like left their Instagram group chat that they had.
you, Colleen, was back in 2008. We don't actually have receipts like these from the beginning of your career. Instead, we have the weird, like, ableist shit you allegedly posted on your live journal back then, where you claim you think your mom gave you R-slur genetics, but that hasn't really been relevant to the allegations at hand. But we do.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
You have screenshots from 2016 through 2020, and we even have a receipt with a timestamp of you allegedly responding in the group chat in 2022. Can we do the math? That was a year ago. For over a decade of your career, you were inappropriate in group chats with minors, including one named Adam McIntyre, who, you seem to need a reminder here, you stopped talking to him before he turned 18.
And I was ignored from this point on.
Oof, this video.
Yep.
Like, you sent him panties when he was 13.
Okay, maybe he'll want the panties, although then his parents will be like, you're not allowed to watch who is sending you panties.
You made a video about him when he was 17.
Receipts proving the things that I'm about to tell you. However,
God, it's crazy seeing it all laid
I
out
feel
like
uncomfortable
this.
sharing them because he is a minor. So I'm.
You had no problem communicating with Adam when he was a minor between the ages of 13 and 17, but conveniently have never talked to him after he became a legal adult. What the f is that, Colleen? What does that say? And it's not like he shut you down. He said, please just give me an apology, privately and publicly. Sorry, my voice goes up really into like the stratosphere of octaves when I get really frustrated. Let me bring back the petty a little bit. As for 2023, how do you explain, Colleen, that you were still in the Instaweens group chat for years?
Yeah, oh my god, I can't believe I must have tweeted about it or told her about it. Yeah, because it was the members of Weenies reached out to me and they were like, hey, we didn't even know she was still in the group chat. She never, like, has made herself known within the last couple months. And they were like, she just like left right now.
After you made that video. That's right. You left that group chat in June 2023.
And I remember exactly where I was when I found out. I was in London, actually.
Wait, gee, what year is it?
I was in Westfield Shopping Center with my friend
It's 2023. What month is it? Oh, it's also June. At 4 a.m., when all of the former minors you say were your friends were asleep, you left that group chat. And sidebar, Colleen, you say that you stopped talking to them.
Oh my god, yes, that's true. She did do it at like 3 or 4 a.m.
As you took accountability. When? To me, it looks a lot like you stopped responding as soon as they became adults. Do you care to comment, Colleen?
Reputation, toxic gossip.
Actually, it's really interesting to think about the fact that she probably did stop speaking to all of the weenies when everyone turned 18.
Train, hop on board,
Or
close
at
your
least
eyes, otherwise you'll
to
realize
like
the train is made
20.
of lies, and that person you despise maybe
They were
deserve
ugly.
to die, but hey, at least you're having fun.
Who died, Colleen? You said, quote, that person you despise maybe didn't deserve to die. Did you die? I mean, this is what the crowd you played to a couple of nights before sounded like.
I cannot believe that she was on fucking tour during all of this. Like, she was doing shows.
Tons of applause and laughter. So at least you're having fun.
In all seriousness, I do think it's really important to hold people accountable for their mistakes. You know,
I can't believe even this was part of the little doodah song.
we should hope that everyone can learn from their mistakes and grow and change their behavior and be a better person. And this is something I've always tried to do when I make mistakes, and it's something that I will continue to try to do. What? Oh, you don't care?
We're over 3
Girl, that was so cringe.
minutes into your 10-minute video, and you haven't addressed a single thing, honestly.
You want me to take accountability?
Now, this might be the only part of the video that I agree with, so good job, Colleen. Here's your applause.
But that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it? No. Your goal is to ruin the life of the person you despise while you dramatize your lies and monetize their demise.
Dude, she was angry. She was fuming.
I haven't monetized anything. I just got home from work bartending all goddamn day, you f***ing asshole.
I just can't take Johnny seriously anymore. You fucking asshole.
Now, in all honesty, I could joke about this all day, but the tone of this entire video is really flippant and frankly kind of f***ing mean. Like, actually just like cruel. Intentionally. Like, you've been accused of grooming children. You've been accused of sexually harassing.
It's so funny because when the video first came out, I was like super upset by it. And now I watch the video and I'm like, this shit is dumb.
Children. You've been accused of sending illicit photos to minors. And yet you have the whole grain audacity because this is how you choose to respond. Some of the people you impacted as children are just barely becoming adults now, trying to process this. And you know, let's not let Corey DeSoto off the hook either. Is this what you meant by allegedly posting that truth will set us free? Did you post that for her, Corey?
I feel like I can already hear the comments on this video.
Again, the truth will set you free is such a cocky way of thinking that people are going to respond to this good.
Gaslighting, manipulating. Oh, she's a narcissist and a rat.
I just, like, did people in her life not care about her? Like, did no one think about the possibility of this not being reacted to well? Like, did that ever cross anybody's mind?
Would never make a mistake like that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that all of you are perfect, so please criticize me.
Like, did no one, like, who watched this video before?
Bring out the daggers made from your perfect past and stab me repeatedly in my bony little back.
Who is this song for, Colleen? It's not for Adam, Becky, Johnny, Ella, Oliver, Alex, or anybody else who's made these allegations. Now, some people online believe—
or just music enjoyers.
Believe this is a song strictly for the people who still support Colleen after all of this. You know, kind of like writing an anthem for the remaining fans. Now, me personally, I think this is a song—
referring to it as an anthem is so funny.
Song for you, Colleen, and you alone. You know why? Because Darvo. You know, that whole deflection strategy often used by abusers to victim blame and skirt accountability. You know, it really is a shame that there have been so many examples of behavior by massive public figures this year alone that I need to define Darvo again. I mean, I just defined Darvo in the Illuminati documentary, but you know, I do believe that it is always important I break this down for any of you out there watching who might be suffering from a Darvo relationship or experience right now. So let me break down what Darvo is and why this video is a disgustingly prime example of it, in my opinion, allegedly. Darvo is an acronym for Deny, Attack, and Reverse Victim and Offender. It was created in 1997 by Dr.
We've talked
Jennifer
about
Fried,
Darvo a
a
lot
professor of
with
psychology at the University of Oregon, and has been helping abuse survivors identify harmful behavior ever since. It is a manipulation tactic that abusers or alleged abusers often do when they're being asked to hold themselves accountable for their misdeeds, where they deny the accusations, attack the victim or, you know, those calling them out, and reverse the roles, painting themselves to be the victim and the actual victim to now be the offender. Colleen is denying her behavior here by diminishing what she did. According to Colleen, she wasn't inappropriate. She was the weird aunt. Colleen's attacking the people who made these allegations by characterizing them as being part of some toxic gossip trade. Okay, the toss goss has arrived, where Colleen wants you to believe that children are harassing her, not the other way around. And beyond that—
which is when you peel it back, is so crazy. That's her argument.
With this imagery she's painted of Colleen being dead on the tracks, she's attempting to reverse the roles of victim and offender and make it sound as though the victims, like Adam, Becky, Oliver, Alex, Johnny, Ella, I will continue to say their names, Colleen, I believe she's trying to make them think in a way that they killed her. What makes this even more insidious is the power dynamic at play here, because even in a janky-ass ukulele fest of a video, Colleen still holds the majority of the power. For Darvo to occur, a power imbalance must exist. It is most effective when the abuser has more social capital than the survivor. If the abuser is a member of a dominant group.
That was my biggest fear when her video came out, which was that I was going to get the reaction I got when she made her first video that was all lies. That's why I was like super like upset and stressed and probably manic when she posted it, because I was so scared of that happening. So when people started not taking it well, it was a big relief.
Group, and the survivor is a member of a disenfranchised group, generally the survivor is less likely to be believed. People who are likely candidates for Darvo are survivors who confront their abuser, whistleblowers, and socially vulnerable individuals or groups. You know who falls perfectly in that category of socially vulnerable? Superfans, where all they want is to enjoy their idols. How, in efforts to really drive this reality petty train home, I'll break it down in painstaking detail side by side, point and counterpoint, using the warning signs of Darvo as explained by a licensed clinical social worker. You know, a professional. Constant denial. Denial is the hallmark of the Darvo strategy. If someone denies their behavior anytime you confront them about an issue, you are likely in a Darvo relationship.
How stupid am I? No, I definitely should have never given him access to my Twitter account. And no, I shouldn't have talked to him as often as I did. But I am not a monster. I am not a groomer. And I
Me that aren't quite true.
Oof. Worse to worser. Oh my God.
Just as long as it's entertaining to you.
Deflection. The abuser can avoid taking accountability for their behavior if they take the focus off themselves and deflect onto someone else, usually the victim.
should have realized and recognized how dumb that was and never sent it to him, no matter how much he asked.
You got a one-way ticket to the manipulation station.
Minimizing their behavior. The perpetrator may admit that there was a fight, but they will claim the victim is blowing things out of proportion.
Never a sneaky, creepy, gross thing that I was doing in secret. It was a silly, stupid mistake that now is being blown way out of proportion.
I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and because of that, I feel like I'm talking to my friends.
And diminishing your credibility. If you tell others about the abuser's bad behavior, they will likely tell people that you are crazy or somehow out to get them. When talking about Darvo, there's a very real chance that what I said just now sounds familiar to many of you watching. And if so, please understand that you are not alone in this, and there are resources available to help you through the abuse you may be suffering from, like the organization RAIN, who you can communicate with anonymously to get the help you need. Please know you deserve to live a life where you feel safe always, and this will get better, I promise. In my opinion, Colleen Ballinger's textbook Darvo/ukulele disaster piece is f***ing absurd.
I'm sure you're disappointed in my—
God, she was so loud in the video too. Oh my God. Woof. Let's, like, she was loud. She was hooting and hollering in that damn house.
My shitty little song. I know you wanted me to say that I was 100% in the wrong. Well, I'm
Oh, this was probably the worst part.
sorry. I'm not gonna take that route of admitting to lies and rumors that you made up for clout. Hey everybody, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody gather around, cause we're about to attack, but not based on facts, oh no.
Yes.
Your loaded lethal weapons, your fingers on the case. You don't need any armor when you can hide behind a screen.
It never gets less crazy. Like, it never gets less crazy.
So shoot me down quick, and a click, and bam. Their reputation's deceased.
So what you just heard was Colleen taking this a step beyond the stance she was taking before by flat out characterizing all of this as lies and rumors, and even flat out stating that she won't take accountability for them. And I'm just wondering, where is the lie? Like, where is the lie, Colleen? Is it this part where you gaslit a child about a Meghan Trainor joke so you didn't have to pay him? Or is it this part where you and Corey DeSoto
Not the Meghan Trainor tweet.
sicked your fans on Alex and had them get bullied after you weight shamed them? Or is it the personal allegations made against you by the many former fans of yours?
Literally, how I look back on my teen years now, and I feel like I don't like looking back on them. Like, she just kind of stripped me of a lot of innocence and put a lot of responsibility on me, and kind of really with my like mental growth of those like important years, to whenever I speak up against her and she flips it against me, it abusive.
Is Adam a liar for telling a story about how you abandoned him in a city he was unfamiliar with when he was a teenager?
Are not there. I feel that Colleen has left me. I feel like I'm abandoned in a city I do not know.
Oof, that let me tell you something, that was stressful. That was stressful for sure. the full Dublin situation. Like that day stresses me.
That Colleen has left
to
me.
think
I
about
feel like
it.
I'm abandoned in a city I do not know.
Is Alex a liar for saying you betrayed their friendship and gave them body image problems that sent them to therapy?
It led to a lot of body
Hope
image
Alex
issues.
is doing well.
It was definitely something that, you know, after it happened, I thought about it a lot, but I was too scared to tell anyone because I felt like I should be grateful for meeting my idol and meeting a YouTuber when so many people couldn't meet her and things like that.
Again, in theory, like looking back on my childhood years, it is crazy that like the concept of like your idol being like Miranda Sings, you know, like looking back on it, I'm like, damn, I should have slapped myself out of it.
Johnny lying about you sending nudes, mocking your friend Trisha?
Saying sorry, she started this inside joke where she said she.
Johnny, really? This low budget ass, like, this is how you're reacting to the video? I have to squint. It's actually how I used to film videos too, so I can't hate too much.
Complimented me and said I looked good that day, and instead of including a picture of me, she included a picture of Trish, which unraveled.
She used to love doing that.
And turned into this inside joke where I would receive dozens of nude photos of Trisha Paytas.
And sending them to Adam as well?
The messed up part is I think she already had this inside joke with Adam at the time, and she was just recycling it with me because clearly he thought it was funny, so why wouldn't I? I was 22 at the time of Bus Tour.
Is the entire effing audience at your show lying about watching you stuff cheese balls in your pants and ask child after child after child to reach in there in front of everyone?
Having a great day, having a great time.
This is weird. Like, this is so fucking weird. And it's also so crazy because, like, if she was in the position where she could still go on tour as Miranda Sings and sell it out, she would. But I'm like, what would the humor or content of it be? Because again, when you look back, so much of it was just making kids the butt of a joke in like a weird sexual way.
Talking about sticks. Oh, I'm so hungry. Wait a minute.
Very strange.
Want a cheese ball?
Very strange.
I don't know, is Ella a liar for her story about how you gossiped about her chronic illness and accused her of faking it? Is Oliver lying about your brother Trent sending him inappropriate messages and you knowing Trent sent inappropriate messages to minors? Like, were the weenies lying when they showed this screenshot of you back in 2017 when Adam would have been 14 or 15 telling minors you should have a sleepover? Were Johnny and Adam both lying about you consistently body checking them, which you oh so cleverly alluded to in your bony little back comment just—
That's what kills me as well. That's what kills me as well, that she had the audacity to like make an ED joke or ED comment in her fucking video where she should be addressing body checking kids.
Now, I mean, which person is lying?
She's crazy, dude.
Which of these countless people who have come forward are lying? Which one's lying?
I also wanted to take a minute to talk about that girl, Miranda Sings. You know the one. Yeah, her? Oh, she's PG-13. It says that on my website, and it's always been that way. And that's why you won't find my videos on the YouTube Kids app. Anyway, I didn't realize it was my responsibility to decide what was appropriate for every kid to see. I've always relied on parents to decide if they're comfortable with their families watching my YouTube videos or coming to my live shows.
Oof. Again, there she just fully passes the responsibility off. And it's so embarrassing.
Yeah, great. PG-13. Very effective, Colleen. Aside from the fact that you just opted to blame every parent in the room for your situation, I have a question. First of all, who gave you that PG-13 rating? Did the Motion Picture Association of America give you that? Because I don't think they did. And if you say that they did, then in the immortal words of Adam, bonk, you're lying.
Of course he's going to respond. Bonk.
This is so
oh my God. I forgot. Bonk. Bonk. I used to do that all the time. Bonk. That's so funny. And you know I must have done it so much for literally Swoop to reference it here.
When it comes to Miranda Sings, you can see that on Netflix, that rating is
so
actually just
funny.
PG. Where is the 13? And on top of that, it is labeled family f***ing watch.
Yep.
Well, technically not the f***ing part. I added that for dramatic effect because what the f***? You do know that most of your videos are not age restricted, meaning anybody could just type in Miranda Sings and hop to it. Plus, and a huge shout out to Lauren Esquire on Twitter for directing this to me, your character is on the YouTube Kids app. Like, stop talking down to everyone. Colleen, please, as much as you might wish you were still talking to children, you're not. These victims have grown up. Do not talk down to them.
Oof. I remember that line when I watched this for the first time. You know, stop treating us like we're still the kids that you would talk to. You know what I mean? Oh, that's such a good line.
Like Johnny said.
So this is all deflection, girl. I don't know what you thought you were doing, but you should have listened to whoever was telling you to shut the fuck up.
To be fair, Colleen, there's a lot of irony in what you're saying here. We've talked a lot before.
The music in the background.
In past talks about how not responding is not the most ethical move a content creator can make. In fact, it's downright shitty, especially when it comes to, I don't know, grooming accusations, but not responding works. You know, I think James Charles is doing okay, unfortunately. We've mentioned Sunny V2, where he didn't respond to people criticizing him for...
That is the craziest thing, that if Colleen had waited maybe a couple more weeks and came back just uploading, she would right now have a huge audience, like huge audience. Quite frankly, so much bigger than what she has now, because people would just have moved on. Like, Barbara Streisand affected it with the fucking song.
For transphobic content. We've mentioned Glam and Gore and her continued racism that's very publicly on display. It's just no one's like noticing or talking about it. And I think she's gonna have a movie soon. So that's how people benefit from harming vulnerable communities by the millions while pretending it didn't happen. Staying silent probably would have worked in this situation too, but I've got news for you, Colleen. Your reputation is dead, or maybe it's on life support, but it's not because of the allegations. It's because you chose to respond to allegations. Child grooming with a little ukulele song where you take on the most smug, most unsympathetic, most asinine tone imaginable. We're halfway through your own response and it's kind of done, dude.
Have I made some jokes in poor taste? Yes. Have I made lots of dumb mistakes? Yes. Am I sad that there are some fans who feel betrayed? Yes.
This like weird, like sad moment that she does is just, it always throws me off.
Was my intention to manipulate?
Was my intention to manipulate? Like, I'm like, oh my God. A couple seconds ago, she was like gritting through her teeth.
No. It doesn't really matter what my intention was.
See, and now she goes back to it.
It seems as though everyone's already decided on that. Let me tell you, it's not very fun to have millions of people all...
Like, these aren't even rhymes. Give us a riddle. Like, give us a rhyme. Give us a beat.
Over the world, call you the most vile, horrendous, disgusting, life-ruining words that a person can be called, in my opinion. It doesn't matter that these things are true. Everyone just believes that you are the type of person who manipulates and abuses children.
We're really close, Colleen. You admit that you made some...
The pause that she does and holding of the strings as well, so it goes silent, is just so performative.
Mistakes. You admit some comments were in poor taste. You're so close to reaching the finish line if you wanted to. Because it just dawned on me that you didn't even write a new chord progression for this song. Like, okay, we're gonna get a little petty real quick. This is literally the same exact chord progression that you used in a song that you wrote about your ex-husband, Josh.
I forgot about that. They hated each other here. If you've ever seen this video, he and her look at each other with just pure despise in this video, and it was their anniversary. Oh, this fucking video.
Like, Toscos isn't even an original song, guys. Yeah, you're a wild one for this, Colleen.
So I just wanted to say that the only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats. I'm not a groomer. I'm just a loser.
Imagine if a man sent underwear and butt pic requests to 14-year-olds and said, I'm not a groomer, just a loser. 2 things can be...
One of her cats, by the way, literally ran away, and she just like refused to acknowledge it for like such a long time, and then made a video but being like, yeah, he got out. Hello?
Be true at once, Colleen. Now, we could talk about the semantics of what grooming minors means all day, Colleen, but I have 2 thoughts about this. First, here's what we defined grooming as in part 1. Someone builds a relationship, trust, and emotional...
And she's moving out of her house. I saw on Reddit. So her cat went missing from her house, and now she's moving out of her house. In an ideal world where he's still alive, where the fuck's he supposed to go?
Connection with a child or young person so they can manipulate, exploit, and abuse them. Based solely on that, I would have to disagree with you and say that you did, in my opinion, groom minors, as the multitude of evidence is overwhelming. But bloody hell, also this! Don't talk about grooming your cats, Colleen, okay? The internet is a stingy bitch.
Who didn't understand I shouldn't respond to fans, and I'm not a predator, even though a lot of you think so, because 5 years ago, I made a dark joke.
Now,
oof, still to this day. This video I take quite lightly, but still that part, ooh, that fucking pisses me off.
The characterization of Becky's story is really interesting to me because personally, when I saw TM's...
Oh my God, yeah, I forgot. about this. TMZ's article was like teen fart stunt backlash before it started getting popular for them to dunk on Colleen. And that was what she referred to in the song, which is like, did she have any involvement in this article? No one will ever know. But like, it's the comparison is interesting.
Z's story that characterized Becky's trauma as simply being a teen fart stunt. I was filled with anger, not just because of how flagrantly f***ing cynical it is to view allegations of child exploitation as a teen fart stunt, but because I was so worried about how Becky was going to feel about it being characterized that way. Judging by what Becky has told me in interview and what's going on her Twitter and TikTok, I don't think she appreciated having one of her most embarrassing moments from when she was a literal child diminished in this way.
Yeah. Oh, poor Becky. Poor fucking Becky. Like, this whole video is garbage, but you nasty, evil person, you.
I think what's going to be hard.
Is he serious? You nasty little girl, you nasty. Really? Be serious.
For me, is learning to deal with the amount of backlash I got for sharing. I was vulnerable to 12 million people on TikTok, and many blamed me. I was thrown into the TMZ and Pop Crave things when they didn't explain anything else.
It took me about 2 years to fully come to terms with what happened on stage and to feel violated by someone that I trusted so much. So to see so many comments, kind of bringing back those questioning thoughts that I had at first has been really hard for me.
So imagine how she feels right now, hearing her once hero do the same exact thing in the middle of a cute little ukulele non-apology. Colleen, it's just flat out cruel. Like I said earlier, it's heartless. Let's say for a second, none of the many allegations, most of which have.
Again, a lot of people don't understand why people involved in this continue to talk about it. And again, I can see that perspective and it's like, get over it or just stop talking about it. But like looking at this, it always very much so reminds me, and I've had conversations with people involved in this before, there's a reason that we go so hard on her nonstop and stay on her ass, which is like, the older I get personally, the more I look back on like my childhood years and I'm very protective of them and all the rest. But for a majority of my childhood was spent dealing with her bullshit. And, one or two of those was getting abused because of her. And I think back on that, and I think back on all those years of supporting her and all the money I gave her and how much time and devotion and sending fan mail and going to buying every merch, like saving up. I'm like, oh, you took advantage of that and you're a horrible person. And in my opinion, I do not think that you should be allowed your platform anymore. There, like I said it, like you are an abusive person with your platform. You've shown this.
Of thorough evidence to support them are true. Somebody said this was one of the most damaging moments of their childhood. And it was because of you, Colleen. And this is how you respond. How void are you? As a reminder, Colleen, this is Becky, somebody who is 21 years old now, but was a fan dating back to when she was a literal child.
Her singing in the song that it was just a fart joke is really upsetting to me, knowing that she belittled my situation so much after explaining that it left me feeling so vulnerable and exposed. I'm already getting attacked on the internet and people are blaming me for what happened. So for her to just make it a joke and sweep it under the rug is really going to hurt me there too, and people are just going to take that as a sign to keep sending me hate. And I've known Colleen for years, and honestly, I truly believe that she did that on purpose, and she wants people to send me hate so that I will hide and stop talking about this. I'm also incredibly angry that she took that route, because this is now like a viral internet song that I'm partially the butt of the joke of, and that's really hard to deal with, especially when it's something that you found traumatic originally.
Now, in response to your little song deflection, you've hurt somebody who dedicated the most formative years of her life to worshiping the ground you walked on and was deeply hurt and embarrassed at one of your shows. And this is how you address that hurt. Here's what she'd like to say to you.
I hope all of this backlash is just an ounce of the pain that I felt after years and years of trusting you and loving you and supporting you financially and just constant support from me, only for you to completely turn around.
That's interesting. I didn't know that this is how it goes into of Becky saying like a similar thing as to what I just said. But there, like, again, if you don't understand it, then you don't understand it, and that's okay. I'm not going to force you to, try to put yourself in the position of like this, specifically when it has to do like devoting a lot of your childhood to like supporting just one person or like a family or being in fandom. Like, I get it. But it's like looking back on yourself as a child and realizing how much you devoted those years, those formative years, to supporting something that then, turns so evil. So it is frustrating and it is upsetting.
And violate me on stage I just hope you can feel some of that pain.
Now, luckily, despite this trauma, Becky has grown up to be an admirable young adult who already at a young age has exhibited more grace than Colleen appears to be capable of in her 36 years. Becky, you're not alone here. I hope that you know that as difficult as this continues to be for you. And I have some messages from people here that actually do support you and your valid experience. And I know all of y'all will leave comments in support, and I'm sure Becky appreciates that.
Even though I know this video won't change anyone's mind about me, I still felt it was important to come on here and defend myself a little and take accountability.
Defend myself and take accountability is two things that do not belong in the same sentence.
We're over 7 minutes into this, Colleen. Where is the accountability? You haven't apologized for anything.
True.
You haven't addressed most of the specific allegations against you, and the two that you did address, you flat out lied about. It's almost like you had these blockers on the entire time and saw the TMZ article and decided, like, thank goodness for TMZ, let's run with what they said. And I'm also aware of the rumor online that you, Colleen, fed this to TMZ, which makes sense to me, but I don't have any proof to support it, other than literally only you and TMZ seem to think none of us have eyes, ears, or brains, apparently. And like at this point, I am kind of curious, like, do you even know what you're supposed to be apologizing for? And do you know how weird it is to alternate between I already addressed this and changed, and I won't take accountability, to I'm taking accountability? Like, which is
And
it?
you know why? Because I promise you, she never watched any of my videos in full. I promise you, she's never watched Becky's TikTok in full. I promise you, she hasn't read what Ella said. I promise you, she hasn't watched any of the Swoop in full. She's watched clips probably. So she doesn't know exactly. She just sees the backlash she gets.
Colleen, okay?
I know how she handles these things.
We don't know what you said.
To anyone out there who has ever supported me in any capacity, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you.
Jesus.
For what it's worth, I never had any bad intentions.
Allow me to read between the lines here a little, Colleen. I've never had any bad intentions when I asked a 14-year-old to dig up dirt on my ex-husband in group gossip sites. I never had any bad intentions when I made fun of my biggest fans and said she made up her chronic illness and then made a character on my Netflix show who did the same thing. I never had any bad intentions when I sent lacy panties to a 13-year-old. I never had bad intentions when I made children stick their hands down my pants on stage for a joke and everyone's laughing. I never had any bad intentions when I repeatedly sent around nude photos of my friend behind their back to body shame them for an inside joke and allegedly sent the photos to a minor. Do you realize how foolish this sounds? Unlike what happened back in 2020, all the receipts are now here.
Yeah.
And you can't hide behind the uke.
Toxic gossip train.
It's almost like, well, I think it's probably very clear that she did the ukulele as such a distraction, so it started the conversation about how crazy the song was rather than what she actually did. But still, I just think that overall it brought more attention to this rather than if she just didn't respond. Oh my god, the breakdown at the end.
Look like facts when you don't mind the gaps. You won't survive in the crash.
Jesus Christ.
But hey.
Congratulations.
Oh.
Actually, no.
I forgot that she did that. That is so ridiculous. And you know it was planned as well. Oh, actually, I forgot that she did that, actually. That is so crazy.
You guys know something. It seems like maybe you're confused about something. I don't know.
Wait, I forget this part.
Sometimes people make a mistake.
Oh my god, I forgot about this part of the song.
It doesn't make them a horrible person. Whoa.
Oh my god, I forgot about whoa. Oh my god, I literally forgot about this part of the song.
Sometimes people can make a mistake and they're still a good person. Crazy, I know.
I can't believe I'm witnessing someone who
about
wrote
that
a
part.
chorus
Arguably
for
the
their
craziest part.
apology video. Like, I never say this, but that is deeply unhinged. Like, that would be like if Jeffree Star responded to allegations against him with special guest Al Sharpton as his hype man with a gospel choir.
Hey, I feel good.
Or, you know, like if Sienna May responded to allegations of her with a TikTok to... Okay, wait, no, this is exactly like that. But so much worse. So much worse. Well, Colleen, at least your song is done now, so...
Thank God the song's over. Jesus. Oh my...
Wait, holy shit, Colleen. Okay, for the love of Pete Davidson, why did you put in the fake reaching for my camera thing that just looks so incredibly staged? Because, well, it is staged, and
yeah, she did know that she was continuing because she had written the rest of the song. Oh my god, I can't believe... She planned that.
Core?
Sometimes people can make a mistake. It doesn't
Oh my
mean you
God.
gotta send them hate. Oh no.
Oh no.
Sometimes people can make a mistake and you can kindly let them know and help them to grow.
Oh my God.
Sometimes people make mistakes simply because they made a mistake. A mistake doesn't make them a terrible human.
Human.
The actual high fructose audacity, Colleen. Good people can make
Holy fuck, I forgot about the encore.
mistakes. Bad people can do good things. Here's the problem. You made a lot of mistakes. Honestly, a lot of things I wouldn't even characterize as a mistake. That sounds like giving someone a pass. You clearly are continuing to make these as recent as, I don't know, this video, but you're not doing what you say you're doing here. You're not a good person taking accountability. You're doing something a lot more sinister here by treating very real concerns as something that can be painted as a cute little manic pixie girl boss moment. And aside from the fact that it's incredibly dismissive, it's provably a lie. This entire video is functioning on one value entirely: denying, attacking, and reversing who the aggressor is.
Of course, some believed everything and have just been waiting with bated breath to hear me confess it all. They're just dying to have me declare that everything said is true and that I got what I deserved. Wouldn't that be easy?
And to paraphrase what One Topic at a Time said about Illuminati, it's darkly unremarkable.
God, 2 Illuminati mentions in the last videos, and it's making me just want to deep dive that again.
What do I know? Fuck me, right?
Things are getting
Fuck
so
me, right,
out of
it's
hand
crazy.
right now with
It's also so funny to me as well that people love to be like, I said in my last video, like, oh, I'm moving to London, and someone wrote, oh my God, it's like every time I go onto Adam's YouTube channel, he's moving. Let's strip back some of the reasons I moved. Maybe one, because I was fucking swatted and doxxed because of Colleen's fucking video, my first ever apartment.
the Colleen Ballinger army Discord. I mean, you know, hundreds of people were joining my Discord last night and were harassing and bullying people that were in my that are threats, swatting threats. There was many attempted doxings of me from my Brighton address and my address back home.
What was that about not sending people hate, Colleen? If you meant this, and I mean truly meant this, you would say something about it, right? Because you're such a good person. You don't stand at all for Adam McIntyre being threatened and doxed by your fans, right? Responses like these that employ Darbo and just deny are monumentally negative for the idea of victims coming forward about anything at all, because let's face it, even though this video fucking flopped, and I'll explain why a little later, you're still a huge YouTuber with bazillions of views and millions of followers and a Netflix show playing a little uke and characterizing sexual harassment as a fart joke and texting minors about private parts as not being inappropriate. Check out what your ex-husband Joshua Evans has said in the wake of your video. Quote,
Oh my God,
anyone feeling
Josh.
hurt and gaslit.
Shit, I forgot that Josh tweeted. Anyone feeling hurt and gaslit right now, my message to you is your experiences were real. The proof is there. Your trauma should be taken seriously. The proof is there. Your anger is justified. Take back your power.
Right now, my message
I
to you
forgot
is
about this tweet.
Your experiences were real. The proof is there.
Wow.
Your trauma should be taken seriously. The proof is there. Your anger is justified. The proof is there. You deserve better. Take your power back. Sending you love. It cannot be stressed enough that Josh speaking out at all and validating the stories of many of the people speaking out is also more than Colleen has ever attempted in the name of accountability. However, I want to be very clear that something I and my team are currently investigating for part 3 of this series are allegations of grooming made against Joshua Evans by Johnny Silvestri.
Oh my God. Little did Swoop know in this moment that it would turn into an entire episode exposing how Johnny lied and said, per Josh did. Like Josh catching a lashing here for no reason because Johnny's fucking liar.
We're still digging into that, and it is a very complex situation.
That's worse than the TMZ
God, per Josh. Josh is now just being basically accused of grooming.
headlining article. The woman
Fuck
herself,
you, Johnny.
You nasty, evil person, you.
So my gut instinct is to call this ukulele video a waste of time, because it kind of is, right? Like, what purpose does it serve other than Colleen patting herself on her bony back, as she puts it? Except that it serves a bigger purpose, a purpose you can see in the immediate visceral reaction everybody online had to her video. Starting with Adam, who tweeted, as much as Colleen—
Oh, I thought she was gonna show my video.
—discredited and made fun of me, I'm glad—
I loved this tweet. I basically, if I remember correctly, I tweeted something like, yeah, the video sucks, but at least now you get to see like the real Colleen, because she was so angry. Everyone meet the real Colleen, yeah.
Her video did one thing, show you all exactly the type of evil woman she is that a lot of us have experienced over the past few years behind the scenes. The mask has slipped. Everyone meet the real Colleen Ballinger. Adam McIntyre has been sounding the alarm for 3 years, y'all. Like, this entire time, people have accused him of being some kind of clout-hungry drama chaser. He's been consistently trying to alert people to the fact that Colleen Ballinger is deeply up. There's a reason I came up with my tagline. It's not drama, it's dangerous. I mean, for the love of God, he didn't even start this recent discussion. Cody Tyler did. But Adam has always stayed on message, leading to the big mask-off reveal of Colleen Ballinger, the real Colleen Ballinger. And I hope now in some way that Adam might feel at least in part vindicated.
Oh, I did. When that video went up, it was like everyone got to see what I've been seeing.
Adam, you are not to blame. You are in no way suspicious, and I think that in Colleen's attempt to discredit you with a song and a dance, instead, she unintentionally vindicated you, and she'll have to live with it for the rest of her life. As far as everybody else in this story so far goes, I reached out to each of them for comment to see what they thought of the High video. Alex responded right away with a voice memo which said,
"But when she pulled out a ukulele, I was just in pure shock."
In the first few seconds, by the way, like the whiplash is insane.
Go to her channel and make sure that this was an actual video that she had uploaded and, you know, not some kind of joke, because it definitely felt like one. I felt a lot of anger watching it because I feel like she was invalidating all the victims' stories and making it out like, you know, none of this is true, and also making it out like the victims that have come forward are haters, which couldn't be further from the truth. And I know from my experience, I would have done anything for Colleen in those years and supported her, you know, with everything I had.
Love the Irish accent so much. I think we were at the same show.
And it's just sad and, you know, very angering to see her refer to us as haters. And I feel like she just basically made a joke of the whole situation. So, yeah. I definitely don't believe Colleen has taken accountability for her actions. She had the time to write this song and make it out like a joke.
And also the fact that she probably wrote the song while on tour.
And I feel
we can't
like,
be serious.
You know, as an adult, if you feel really remorseful for something you've done like that, you know, you're going to sit down and try to take accountability for it, whether you take accountability in the way people want you to or not. But with this, she almost said, like, you know, I know people want me to admit that I'm wrong for everything, but I'm not going to do that. And
ballsy.
I don't understand why Colleen would regard my personal experience as gossip when, you know, Corey told me I was too fat and she nodded to him approvingly, and he bullied me online and she'd like those tweets of his.
Wow.
I just don't understand why she'd do that when she's advocates on her channel. So
damn, they really were just fucking like bitches. Like the fact that Corey would tweet making fun of a fan and Colleen would engage with the tweet, and the fan would, this is back in the days of seeing what tweets people liked.
Often for body positivity and all bodies are beautiful and that kind of thing. So surely it shouldn't be gossip to her. And on top of that, you know, I DM'd her quite a lot and she knew my story in terms of how unwell I've been, and you know, it's just really disheartening.
The fact that she's spoken to fans so intimately that she knows that so many fans have different like health struggles as well for her to make fun of is so crazy. Where does she get the time? She was a mother.
Heartening to see her on the podcast talk about fibromyalgia in the way that she did, as if she was a doctor, and also, you know, invisible illnesses can't be seen, and she's not someone to judge all that. Yep. So I don't understand why this will be gossip to her, when it's just a really horrible thing that she has done.
Alex, you've gone above and beyond sharing your story, which I can confirm is resonating with so many people in the audience who feel seen with stories similar to your own. I am so sorry that you're in this position right now. And if Colleen won't do this, I will. This is to the people who are saying such awful things to Alex and the other victims. If your response to somebody sharing their truth is to tell them to commit self-harm, you should instead stop, take a look inside yourself, and ask yourself why you're doing this for somebody who is so quick to throw their own fans under the bus. Colleen does not care about you. She would turn around and do it to you if she had to. Ask yourself why you believe someone should commit self-harm for speaking their truth, and ask yourself who hurt you to make you feel like telling people to end their lives, which is the one thing that you cannot come back from. Who hurt you? Ask yourself why, and please find peace. You do not need to do this. Shortly after Alex responded, I got a few voice memos back from Johnny Silvestri as well. Unlike Alex, Johnny had a...
Okay, I'm so excited to hear the Johnny stuff because I just want to see how it aged.
much more shocked, but ultimately optimistic take on the ukulele video.
You know, a couple days.
Oh, let's hear it, Johnny.
Days have passed now, and so I think I've come down from the level where I felt like I was in a fever dream. I've woken up every day, and this is still my reality. So that happened. That was a real thing. That was done by a real person. That was posted on the real internet. That
Come on, storyteller.
is out there forever. And I'm okay with that. That's who she is. And I don't really think it's what I was expecting, but I'm not sure how I could have expected any less. So I'm at peace. I feel good today. I know this is probably going to get uglier, but I feel good today.
Not this is probably going to get uglier. Why are you like preemptively trying to make this all worse?
But that being said, Johnny also had some choice words to share on the part of the video that he takes the biggest offense to, the idea that all of them are just having fun.
I clearly didn't address it in 2020 when I should have, and when I should have backed up Adam the first time.
And you didn't, bitch. You joined in.
But unfortunately, Cody, not minding their business and trying to get some cash for clicks, decided
the irony
to pull all this back out. Shoot, if this didn't happen, I still would have just been bartending, minding my own business this last week.
And I'm sure you went back to that.
Instead, I've been bartending, pretending like my life isn't complete and utter chaos, and then coming home to complete and utter chaos, and doing that for the last month, and it is absolutely, utterly exhausting.
I'm pretty sure he quit his job as well.
So, that look in her eyes, that smirk on her face when she said, "But you're having fun," I really hope she eats those words, because this has been nothing, absolutely nothing but a nightmare.
Characterizing this for each of these people
Come on, storyteller.
was having fun. Given everything we know, not only about their stories, but about trauma in general, is an absolutely sickening way to characterize what they're going through. I've said it before and I will say it again, speaking up about injustice, especially when it relates to your own trauma, is not clout chasing. And it's sickening for anybody to imply that reopening old wounds you didn't want to open will actually be beneficial in any way to these.
It's also just so stupid. I've never understood that argument as well. Because it's like literally implying that that person would be prioritizing like making themselves so miserable to keep something alive to get your attention, but you don't like them or believe in them in the first place. So all you're doing is giving them negative attention, but apparently apparently the person is opening up about their life and getting negative attention and they're just doing it for fun. Like it never made sense to me.
People other than to provide them some closure. Period. Now, I couldn't get everyone else's audio responses on time before I went to production, but they all reacted in real time to the video on Twitter and in DMs. Soph, someone we've quoted a lot throughout these videos, who we'll be speaking more in depth with in an interview for part 3, tweeted this. "To be honest, I don't know why I'm crying, but I am. Like having this woman who was my role model and quite literally the only woman influence in my life just sit there and sing a stupid song to my friends, mine and other people's trauma makes me sick. She just doesn't care." And Soph, I am really sorry that she doesn't care. Your pain is valid and you deserve so much better than Colleen is offering. I don't know how much of what I'm saying matters, but I guarantee that there are more people resonating with you and everyone else's stories at this point than there are people who think a ukulele song was the way to handle this. Now, Oliver, who I will be interviewing for part 3, Oliver kept his response on Twitter quite simple. "Our goal isn't to ruin her life. We did want her to take accountability."
True.
What? What Oliver is saying here, if you haven't noticed, is in line with what everybody else has been saying. Everybody wants Colleen Ballinger to take accountability, and she did not. In relation to Oliver, everybody also wants her to talk about the allegations that not only did Trent Ballinger allegedly try to groom a child, her brother.
This, for me, is just like insane. Like, this for me is enough that I would want to make like a new video going through it if Oliver would want me to, but I just don't want to bring anything up if Oliver wouldn't want that. But you know what I mean? Like, that's how much I'm pissed that like people didn't focus on the fact that like Colleen's brother Trent was using her fame to talk to her fans to be weirdo too.
But this was something Colleen allegedly knew enough about to tell him not to do it, but didn't stop it. Colleen, please. Now, Ella's initial response broke my heart because from everything I've learned about Ella, it checks out with the type of person she is. Her response wasn't in relation to her own pain. It was in relation to Becky's pain. Quote, minimizing what happened to Becky by saying that it was a fart joke is actually so effed. A few hours later, Ella said a bit more with, quote, I don't like to speak about this, but to clarify, I have made no money and have gained nothing from finding out that the person I loved so much was
The Ella stuff broke my heart. It really did. Because again, as someone who was in that fandom, you will never get someone that was more loyal than Ella was to Colleen and her family. Like, I mean, loyal.
Talking me behind my back for years. Her apology was empty and meaningless. If anything, it was hurtful. Short, sweet, and to the point.
Also, I wonder how Colleen felt, or maybe she was just so manic that she didn't care, to like look at this amount of people that she has had like relationships with, like Ella and me and Becky and all these people, right? And see all of us be like upset by the video. Does she get off on that, or like?
But I am still so very sorry, Ella, for what you're having to go through. Which leads me to Becky's response. Now, I'm going to share her 2 threads on the matter in full. Thread 1 says, quote, I haven't watched it, but I have one thing to say before I do, and it's directly to Miss Colleen Ballinger. You, Colleen. Anyone who knows me knows I spent years being this woman's biggest supporter. I did everything for you, Colleen. I supported you in any way a teenage girl could. You know as well as I do that I never would have taken to the internet to post this story unless it hurt me deeply and I wanted others to not go through what I did. You know I normally would never say a bad word against you. I haven't seen what you've said yet, but from the reactions of others, I'm already livid. To make my story a joke is disgusting. You claim to love me for years. This is how you treat someone you love. I made myself extremely vulnerable on the internet by talking about my situation. I expected you would, or at least care to some degree, but I was clearly extremely mistaken. So again, you. I wish I could take all my years of loving you back. It's powerful words. And thread 2 came after Becky finally watched the video. Quote, before you block me, Colleen, I want you to see that this is the girl you made fun of and invalidated today. This is me supporting you for years. Everything I did was because of you. Girl, I literally helped you with something last year. To call me part of the manipulation hate train or whatever is the biggest slap in the face. I posted what I did on the internet in hopes you would make your shows safer for kids.
Wow.
Instead, you went and made a mockery of everything. You think all these haters or whatever are these random people, but that's not true. The people trying to hold you accountable are your fans, and you walked all over us today. You should be ashamed, and I feel incredibly sorry for my younger self and everything she has lost because of you.
Oof.
Now, I did follow up again.
Oof. I haven't seen those since this all happened. Fuck, that is like so well written.
With Becky and asked if I could ask her thoughts about the great ukulele disaster of 2023, and in the 11th hour I was able to get it in the edit, and here's what she had to share with me.
When I first watched Colleen's response video, I was just honestly shocked and appalled that she took that route, because the Colleen that I knew for so many years would always, comfort us when we were upset, or she would send us love when we needed it. So to see her just make a joke out of everything that we've brought up to her was shocking to me, because this just doesn't feel like the Colleen that I know. Colleen has absolutely not taken accountability. Accountability would mean for her that she would acknowledge what she did and explain why it was wrong to her fans. Then she would apologize and work on stopping that behavior. In my opinion, that would be stopping Miranda. In that response video, she did absolutely none of those things. She even said she wasn't going to apologize because this was just gossip or whatever. But I definitely do not think this was gossip. She hurt some of her most loyal fans, and they were just looking for answers from her. So for her to just say this is the manipulation gossip train is just crazy and so backhanded to them.
Becky, I know I sound like a broken record here, but this was not your fault. You've been incredibly brave throughout all of this, and it was incredibly brave of you to share your story publicly. I do believe that you
hope Becky is doing well.
Are looking out for other kids so that they don't have to go through the same things that you did. And I just know in my core that you're going to continue to grow into a just wonderful human that is going to do so much for this world, more than even you already have. So thank you for sharing your story.
The victims of Miranda Sings, Colleen Ballinger here, definitely aren't having any fun here. This has been mentally damaging shit that they've carried for a long time.
Even aside
Professor
from what the
Patty
victim said, this couldn't have turned out worse for Colleen Ballinger. This caught the attention of all the bigger creators, or at least the ones who weren't Colleen's friends before. On Twitter, Mutahar chimed in and tweeted, "Bro, she whipped out the musical instruments when responding to child grooming allegations." Now, Drew Gooden, ironically in very Drew fashion, tweeted, "This is the greatest apology video of all time." Nick is Not Green tweeted, "Hall of Fame YouTube apology just dropped."
God, that day was so crazy. That day was so crazy. I don't know what she was thinking. It turned into something so much bigger because of the way she responded.
From Colleen Ballinger, today will be remembered in the YouTuber history book. Curtis Connor, love Curtis, tweeted, "I can't believe this video is actually real. Who the f*** told her this was a good idea at all? Holy it, dude. And talk about a crossover, okay? None other than Wonderstruck Guy, who you may remember from the Illuminati doc, tweeted, "She really thinks she can just Steven Universe her way out of damning allegations." And no, friends, I'm not done. Francesca Ramsey tweeted, "Colleen Ballinger really thought singing 'I'm not a groomer, I'm just a loser' was a cute way to respond to the very serious allegations that have been levied against her, and it's beyond sick." I mean, Tana Mojo responded by laughing at the video on her TikTok. Tana Mojo! I mean, people are even making Guitar Hero mods out of Colleen's video. Howie Mandel entered the freaking chat. Okay, that's a thing. But Moist Critical had one of the most to-the-point takeaways.
I imagine most people don't have fun learning that people they grew up watching or people they were at least aware of being a big influence turned out to be absolute f***ing scumbags. Yeah. Groomers, predators, all these horrible things. Like, no one has fun with accusations like that, I don't think. Certainly not the victims of it. The victims of Miranda Sings, Colleen Ballinger here, definitely aren't having any fun here. This has been mentally damaging shit that they've carried for a long time.
I mean, this non-apology video has blown up in a way I don't think anybody has ever expected, and it's a prime example of something called the Streisand effect.
Ah, we mentioned that.
Totally should have.
Which, by the way, I only learned the meaning and all of that of this, like, 3 weeks ago. And I've been using it for everything. It's like when I learn a new phrase and I'm like, that sounds so smart, I'm gonna start using the fuck out of it.
But it's okay, this is the most absolutely weird-ass, wild-ass story. The Streisand effect is when somebody tries to hide, censor, or like remark on a situation, but ironically ends up exposing the situation to a much wider audience. This is so wild. The term is a reference to a time in 2003 when photographer Kenneth Adelman published a photograph of Barbara Streisand's mansion to the website Pictopia, and Babs sued him for $50 million. Get that bag, Babs.
You know what I'm saying? Money on my watch. I mean, time is money. Money on my phone. I mean, I talk to the money. Money on my chain. I mean, the money came with me.
Now, at the time of the lawsuit, the picture had been downloaded exactly...
Wow, gorgeous house.
6 times. That's, what is it? 6. Like, I'm not missing any zeros there. Just six times. But after the lawsuit, 420,000 people went to Pictopia in 1 month. And like, I remember when Adam posted his video, I remember thinking and saying to my team, I think this is going to turn into a massive story. But for some reason, nobody is talking about it, and they really should be. Now, over time, as it picked up, some of the videos about the subject cracked 1 million views, and there were tens of thousands of retweets of some of the allegations. But after Colleen posted hi, just 2 days later, her video sat at 4.5 million views. By July 4th, the video sat at over 1 million dislikes. Why?
You know what's so crazy? I think back on summer 2023 and just how deeply unserious it was for me. Literally, when she had posted the video and it was like 2 weeks later, something else happened and it was the 4th of July, or maybe it was like a couple days later, or maybe she posted the video really close to that. I don't know why. Me and my mom went to a beach. Wait, did I just turn my... Wait, does that turn my mic off? Wait, hold on. Oh, that is so cool. It has a mute button. That's fabulous. Me and my mom were at a Beach Boys concert at the Hollywood Bowl, and it was insane. Like, that year was just deeply unserious.
Because the mainstream media caught on. Variety published an article about her non-apology. The Daily Beast published an article. Even TMZ re-entered the chat. You know how I feel about that, with an article that's almost entirely just a collection of everybody else's reaction to the video. But NBC has covered it multiple times. Rolling Stone has published 2 articles about the allegations and Colleen's video. Time Magazine, BBC. We all know the BBC is just over there minding their own damn business. When the BBC enters the chat, then you know you don't f up. USA Today joined the LA Times, Jezebel, Insider, Huffington Post twice. Even Howie
This is a very overwhelming summer.
Mandel is chimed in with a parody of the song for and in fact, Curtis Connor even began a meme composition on his Curtistown platform about the video. And as effing wild as this embarrassing freight train is, in my opinion, still the responses that truly matter are the ones made by those affected.
Many years ago,
oh my god, it's my video.
But not in a creepy way, like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way.
It also wasn't 10 years ago. You were doing it when I posted my 2020 video.
We have
my fucking hoops. I look good in this video. I look fierce.
I thought this video was about...
I bought this ukulele just for the video, and then I gave it away to someone. Like, I literally did a giveaway.
Facts. I was just trying to be besties with everybody.
Besties with children. Don't really know if that's helping your case.
So, This is so much like the Streisand effect that, in honor of Babs being an actual legend who doesn't deserve that treatment anymore, I'm proposing right here, right now, that we all stop using the term the Streisand effect and start calling it the Colleen Ballinger effect so that we can cement her legacy the way it truly deserves. Class dismissed.
Damn, that was so good. I forgot we were at class.
The text came out last night.
Oh, Trisha. Okay.
Racing. I was triggered. I haven't.
When Trisha's video came out, that was really the moment that I think it all started really ramping up and changing. Because obviously people were finding out that it now just wasn't like a bunch of random, kids who are now adults speaking out, but it was that maybe they don't give a fuck about. Now they have Trisha Paytas, an influencer they like who's now involved. So they find it more interesting.
Triggered and why I was triggered.
Now, as a reminder, a huge part of this story is Colleen sending DMs to group chats containing nude photos of Trisha Paytas with the express purpose of body.
I just can't fucking believe that when all this was going down, she had that damn podcast with Trisha. Trisha, girl, I love you now, but I was warning you hard in that moment.
Shaming her. Oh, and some of those messages allegedly went to 15-year-old Adam McIntyre. That is literally a federal crime. And in part one, I even spelled out that somehow Trisha Paytas could be the reason Colleen Ballinger sees the inside of a jail cell. And bitch, that is so much closer to being a reality now than you might think. So on the evening of July 2nd, 2023, Johnny Silvestri tweeted out evidence that these photos were indeed sent to him when he posted multiple screenshots of Trisha's nudes being distributed by a phone number he alleges is Colleen Ballinger's. Now, I'm not going to share these photos, and I do not personally think Johnny should have publicly shared these photos in the way that he did. I mean,
ooh. Now, again, this is before Swoop and I turned on Johnny. Actually, I remember us having a private conversation about this, and we both were under the agreement that the fact that he posted the photos that showed the photos of Trisha, even if they were cropped or censored or whatever it was incredibly inappropriate. And another example of Johnny just loving clout, the same way he posted Colleen making fun of the fan Ella without even messaging Ella first. He just wanted the reaction. And that, my friends, is why Johnny ultimately got exposed.
Let me make it clear. I understand why he did and why he felt like he had to. That makes total sense. But I don't think that they should have been shared, at least not with that extremely small.
I'm glad she did pushback publicly.
Small amount of censorship or putting Colleen's face over certain body parts of Trisha.
I'm glad she's clocking him here.
If I'm being fully transparent here, I have some personal thoughts about the ethics of posting something like that without Trisha's consent, especially given that those images come from behind a paywall and were never posted to the public.
I'm surprised that she is, but I'm glad that she is.
By Trisha. I've seen the claim, kind of float around that they were public. That is not correct. Say what you will about Trisha Paytas. I'm not here to discuss her past, but she's a victim in this too. One who got pushed into this without warning, and she was the punchline to Colleen, and I don't think she needs to be the punchline anymore.
Hi, future Swoop drop again really quick. So at the time that I had filmed this doc, I had made a request in it that I was going to ask Johnny if he might consider taking down the Trisha photos now that everything has played out this way. But I actually since then had a chance to sit down for a 6-hour interview with Johnny, and here's what he said.
Well, now that Trisha has made a video and shared her thoughts, now that she has.
Oh my God! It is the infamous 6-7 hour call with Johnny. This was when Swoop and her team started to realize that Johnny was a huge liar. Which is why I'm shocked to see a clip of it in here, but I think contextually it's relevant. Then they called me after this. Fuck, dude. I can't believe she spoke to him for 6 or 7 hours. Oh, God bless her.
Has responded. I'm not going to say, one way or another or what you should do or anything. I'm just wanted to ask if there might be a time where you might consider taking those tweets down now that they kind of have served their purpose.
Some of them did get taken down. That is actually why I was put in Twitter jail because of some of the photos. And I was like, are you effing kidding me?
Him getting Twitter banned because he posted Trisha Paytas, nudes barely censored, and that being his reaction. Are you freaking kidding me? God, I mean, the signs were there.
It just seemed stupid to me because I was like, okay, I get it. But also, these are crucial to my story. But then I was like, okay, they're out there. And even this conversation with you now, just hearing your perspective, you're someone I really respect. I jumped the gun sharing some information. I thought I was going to get silenced. I thought all my social media was going to get taken away and I would never have a chance to display this stuff. So I kind of did word vomit and not think about the consequences.
If someone posted old photos of me, I would, with fully clothed, I'd be like, there's like a kind of a moment.
I totally get that. And I mean, in hindsight, it's a fair argument. Like,
it's a fair argument is a crazy way to put it.
Like, not because I feel like I need to now, but now I want to take them down, because you're right. I mean, they serve their purpose. Trisha spoke out about it. I don't want to be one of those people who leaves up garbage just because it was put out there,
Oh, this is bad.
A few hours after our interview, Johnny did go and take down the pictures of Trish that were on his Twitter. So,
not a few hours.
Johnny, I just wanted to say I appreciate you taking that into account and removing them, and I think that was the right thing to do. And then a few days after our interview, he confirmed on the H3 podcast that he did, in fact, take them down. So, I know there were some people that were concerned that the pictures were still up there, so I just wanted to give you the update that they have now been taken down. So
she hated his ass.
That's just a little piece of the interview that I did with Johnny that will be featured in part 3. It is an intense interview, and we cover some things that just have not really been discussed anywhere, and it's eye-opening, to say the least. And there is also a bombshell that might happen in part 3. I have been waiting to even be able to speak about this, and I still can't because we are waiting for some things to be confirmed. But
this was about Johnny. If I remember correctly, this was about exposing that Johnny was lying.
If that is the case, then part 3 is going to be just mind-boggling.
Yes!
So be ready for that.
Now, whatever the methods used, these screenshots being shared were enough to inspire Trisha Paytas to finally speak up about this. First, by unfollowing Colleen on Instagram, and next by posting this.
I think we should stop making fun of people's bodies.
I also forgot that she responded first on TikTok.
Like, people who make fun of people's bodies, like, they have to have the lowest level of intelligence. That's all they come up with,
And then finally, on July 3rd, 2023, she posted a video titled simply, Colleen. If you know anything at all about Trisha Paytas, the tone Trisha strikes here is, in my opinion, shocking. Because Trisha isn't coming for blood the way people knew her in the past to do. Trisha is devastated. I want to preface all of this by saying that what I'm about to talk about has nothing to do with anything Trisha Paytas has done or allegedly done in the past. Yes, Trisha has done and has allegedly done some truly horrendous, potentially unforgivable things in the past, including actively deleting the comments, asking her to make a statement about this case during a live stream of an episode of Oversharing.
Yeah, that was someone on... I was commenting while they were premiering an episode of the Colleen and Trisha thing, and a bunch of you were as well, being like, Trisha, watch out, Trisha, don't trust Colleen, and the account was deleting it. But I do believe that it was probably Moses or like an intern or something like that.
And there's also the
no harsh feelings. Trisha
Paytas didn't care about child grooming allegations, but she cares now that her own nude photos are involved. But there is no such thing as a perfect victim. True. And the facts are these. A friend,
oh my God, Trisha's fuck-ass Bob here.
Of Trisha's sent Trisha's nude photos regularly to group chats that may or may not have included minors without Trisha's consent. This was her friend. Okay, first of all, can you imagine going on the internet looking up your friend's OnlyFans to
It is just very weird.
See your friend's nudes and like pay for a membership and download your friend's photos and share
It's weirdo. It's loser behavior.
Photos of your nude friend with your other friends? Like, what the actual insecure bitch-ass energy is this? Yeah. And if you flip it, can you imagine if you found out one day, out of nowhere, that your friend had looked up nude photos of you and was texting your pics to their friends, and then your nude photos wound up posted on the internet with the entire world looking and every news publication reposting your photos? That was Trisha's friend, Colleen, doing that to her. And I believe, human to human, Trisha has a right to be upset about that. And as you're going to see in the video as we show it, Colleen Ballinger gave her what Trisha believed was very valid reasons to trust her above all else in this situation. I think this video, if anything, shows that Trisha doesn't only care because it's her pictures. She cares because, in my opinion, she was lied to, manipulated, and duped just like any of Colleen Ballinger's other victims. It just took something truly shocking, personally, to shake her out of the prison that
And hey, she's human, and she is someone who was so wronged in this as well, as much as the rest of us. And she deserves her time to process it. And that was something that I fucked up in the moment, was wanting Trisha to respond. But she's going through her own stuff, and let her process it.
Gaslighting can hold you in. Now, as far as the court of public opinion goes, Colleen has put Trisha in a very difficult position where if she doesn't speak out against her friend, who she trusted for a long time, then people are going to accuse her of supporting an alleged groomer. And if she does speak out against someone who she considered a friend, then she can be accused of being a traitor without loyalty to her friends. It is shitty position, and to be fair, one that doesn't excuse Trisha of anything she's allegedly done in the past, but it's still not an easy position to be in, so her speaking out at all is, I believe, a big deal.
So this is a video that
this video made me really sad.
And I feel like the past few years, I've really taken a step back from having to comment on everything, having to respond to everything said about me on the internet, because at the end of the day, it just gets really exhausting.
Throughout the opening minutes of the video, Trisha outlines that her friendship was always somewhat cordial with Colleen Ballinger, but wasn't a friendship that she would call close. However, the two of them came up with the idea to start a podcast with video elements called Oversharing, where the two of them would dress up in
dumb-ass podcast
silly costumes and talk about everything from being moms to the lasting effect of social media. But only 3
And again, Colleen is such a competitive person around other women that even in the first couple episodes showed her in many ways trying to compete with Trisha or one-up Trisha.
Episodes into Oversharing's run, Trisha alleges that she first heard about the most recent allegations against Colleen, allegations that she very clearly is uncomfortable talking about.
When all this came out, I was shocked, you know, the group chats and stuff, I was kind of shocked. And it's such a difficult thing because Colleen is someone that I quickly, literally in the past month that we did this podcast, like I really like cared about and really like related to. I thought, well, she told me she'd get canceled here and there, and she kind of understood when people would come for her for working with me, because I've done.
That's the craziest thing, that Colleen did the podcast with Trisha and then said to Trisha, I understand why I'm getting backlash because I'm deciding to work with you and you're so problematic. And Colleen saying something about sponsors, that because she was working with Trisha, they weren't going to get sponsors in the podcast, was like crazy.
That's, not cool by today's standards,
And just look how that aged, by the way.
And her video came out and I was just shocked, to say the least, that she didn't at least acknowledge the stuff that her own fans were saying, how they felt, to kind of brush it over in the way she did, and, ultimately became like memes, and now it becomes somewhat lighthearted, even though it's not a lighthearted issue.
Now, in keeping in line with what I said earlier, this makes what Trisha is doing a huge deal. Oversharing was a professionally made and sponsored podcast, a business deal, if you will, which means that by making this video and speaking out so clearly against Colleen, she is literally sacrificing some of her own livelihood and income stream just to make this video. Trisha speaking so overtly against Colleen Ballinger is a big deal. Now, where Trisha's video becomes really interesting, however, is when she says this.
I was shocked, and she sent me the link to her video, her apology video, and I didn't.
The fact that she did that is crazy. She was texting people the link to the toxic gossip train to be like, there, I addressed it, thinking that she must have been manic.
Respond back to it because I was shocked.
Colleen Ballinger sent a video response to allegations of grooming and distributing minors, where she plays a ukulele for 10 minutes to Trisha Paytas. What? Like, what?
It's actually unfathomable. Like, she doubles down. She was proud of that video. She was probably shocked when the response wasn't great.
Child, what the with Colleen? Okay, I cannot.
And I promise you, the thing that upset her the most was people making fun of the lyrical content.
Stress enough before we move on that this revelation, if true, is one of the absolute strangest parts about the High video. And like, we just went through that video. Yeah, it's all weird. But then Trisha gets into the allegations about her news. This is, kind of a longer clip, but I think it's worth watching in full.
Both one I believe was 20 at the time and one who was 14 at the time. Both the 14-year-old alleged, because I didn't speak on this because I didn't see anything. And I'm not to say that I don't believe this person. It's just a very, very, very serious allegation.
It was so crazy because this time period as well forced me and Trisha to have to talk about each other on a personal level. When we had been having back and forth for years that were positive, sometimes negative, sometimes it was
very illegal. So I was kind of waiting to see what would kind of come out of anything before I had to make this video and this statement. And I hate putting any energy into this, but it's very, very serious. It's very serious. And it's a topic I don't take lightly and I can't take lightly, as I am a full-time sex worker. I don't think that's a secret. It's not as advertised as it once was, but we already have a lot of stigma, misconceptions, allegations against us sex workers. And so I need to nip this in the bud, that I do not condone at all unsolicited nudes, sending unsolicited nudes to anyone of anybody, using someone's nudes as a way to hurt them, make fun of them, make light of them, be mean, is the lowest form.
Oh, this video makes me feel so bad
of human, the lowest form of intelligence. I think that's so inhumane. I think that's so disgusting for anyone. The text messages were shown, and it's very clearly from Colleen to a fan. I'm not embarrassed by, I'm embarrassed for her. I try to take myself out of these equations when I'm feeling triggered. I wouldn't be humiliated for the person in the photos. I'd be humiliated for the person who sent them.
Yeah.
Although it can be humiliating for the person in the photos as well. Well, I'm thankful he posted them so I could see that this is real. Hearing all that horrible stuff underneath the photo, like about my body just being messed up.
Again, it was so fucked up for Johnny to post them. Like, looking back, dude.
Are disgusting, and it's a lot. And yes, I chose this job, and yes, I make money doing it, but it never feels good to have someone just like make fun of your naked body. It's just a really vulnerable thing.
Within that clip, which I know is a bit of a doozy, Trisha lays it out plain as day. What Colleen Ballinger allegedly did by sending Adam McIntyre Trisha's pics is illegal. Now, Trisha states that the texts are indeed from Colleen. Trisha also outlines that even if she's a S worker, these are photos being shared with the express purpose of shaming Trisha's body, which
and also they were behind a paywall.
Is a little wild, since on Trish and Colleen's own podcast on May 30th, 2023, literally like a month ago, Colleen says this.
Beautiful, obviously, and I think I've never once have I ever looked at you and thought anything negative about.
She is crazy. I remember this was the clip that made me start talking about Colleen. Again, which was like, hello everyone, I need you to wake up.
I always think I look good too. I always think I look really
Because you
pretty.
do.
But I know, I also think like when I did
Yikes.
gain weight, but also like size comparison. When I'm next to somebody, people used to do this with me and Moses all the time. It's like, look at her compared to Moses. And so like, yeah, if someone is smaller next to me, I look a little bigger, you know?
Well, I mean,
I'm obsessed with your body though. I always think like when you tell me, oh, people call me chicken legs, I'm like, I have those legs.
Yeah, well, that is not okay. I think
God, that's what I'm saying. The entire podcast was just a competition. Colleen was skinnier, or Colleen was more beautiful, or Colleen was on Broadway more. Or
any talk about anyone else's body and shaming anyone else's body, I think is so obnoxious. And I think it can go both ways. But I do think, and this is my own personal opinion, I do think that it is much harder for bigger girls than it is for skinny girls, obviously, in my opinion. And like, I'm not saying that to be like skinny girls don't get made fun of or whatever. Like whenever I'm skinny, I'm immediately all the comments are, I haven't skinny.
Like, girl, shut up.
People tell me I have an eating disorder every day.
Now, the argument can definitely be made that since Colleen has done this, she's changed her mind. She's grown. She's taken accountability, as her song would claim. And it would be really easy for me to say, F you, Colleen, you didn't even deserve the benefit of the doubt and move on. Except, well, okay, I'm gonna jump ahead in Trisha's video for just a second, where she says,
I did ask her about these a couple weeks ago before there was the proof, so to speak, right? And she assured me that she had never sent photos of me, that this one fan who was underage at the time,
me,
would send photos to her.
When Trisha said this in her video, and I hadn't heard a peep from Colleen, and Colleen hadn't publicly responded or anything, and Trisha said that Colleen addressed this in private to her and said that I was the one sending all these things of Trisha to Colleen, oh, that pissed me off.
She's like, no, he was a fan. He sent photos to me, and he was obsessed with you.
That pissed me off.
And he would just send me it, and once in a while I'd like respond to him and be like, hey,
Bullshit.
okay.
Because she didn't think that anyone had any of this.
That's what she told me a couple weeks ago. There's a clip of her saying she saw a whale squirt, and she wasn't talking about Trisha Paytas. I sent her that as well, and she said everything's taken out of context, like these are lies. Being as I was like her friend and I knew her as a person, I was trusting her, I guess. Because, I mean, overall, who do you trust?
And also, like, in that situation, I believe that Trisha would want to believe Colleen so that she wouldn't have to think that a friend would do this to her.
Like this person you know in real life, or people you don't know anything about.
So, Colleen, this train you say is made of lies. Did you build the train yourself? I mean, I was unaware of your engineering prowess because this tells me that you apparently lied to Trisha Paytas about having done this.
And that pissed me the fuck off.
And proceeded to pin the blame yet again on Adam McIntyre. Why is that? In response to all of this, Adam himself tweeted that Colleen blamed me yet again in 2023 to Trisha Paytas for stuff she did to try to get out of the responsibility. You're sick, Colleen. Actually a sick and you deserve all the negativity. And thank you, Trisha Paytas, for speaking up. Artie was pissed. I'm like, yeah, can you blame him? What makes
I was angry. Oh my God.
all of this even worse is that Colleen did this shortly after giving birth to her first child. And even worse, it was only 1 month after Trisha met Colleen's child.
A long time ago, this is someone well into their 30s, just gave birth sending nudes. And a month prior, I was in her house meeting her child and doing a mukbang, meeting her newborn and doing a mukbang with her.
Which was the final video on Colleen's main channel because she stopped posting on it, which is crazy, by the way. But yeah, she would do this all the time. Anytime Trisha would come over or anytime JoJo would come over, we would just literally would just make fun of them before they would come over. Like she would do it. And it was always JoJo and it was always Trisha. She did it with Tana a little bit, but that was because Tana apparently was late to filming a collab they were doing. And then she just hated her from that moment, which, I mean, all right.
In these texts, there's also friends of hers. They showed the viewing parties that were talked about to make fun of me. They did viewing parties.
Her weird friend Jonathan, who I'm pretty sure I saw at a club in New York last year, and I went, oh, I definitely saw Colleen's friend Harvey, and I was like, oh. And it was a small club. I was like, I need to get out of here.
My adult content to make fun of me. And there's a friend of hers who I actually met as well back in 2018 with his face posing next to explicit images of me. And there was a video of it, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
Now, after Trisha talked to Colleen about this, she claimed she trusted Colleen because, why wouldn't she? She thought Colleen was her friend. Sound familiar? But what seems to confuse Trisha the most is that Colleen would straight up lie to her.
It was there for her to say, yeah, that was a while ago. I was a hater. I mean, I'm the first to say, I've definitely have been a hater in the past. I've been miserable in my own life. I've been going through shit in my own life in the past. And I was miserable and I hated on people, for sure. But I kind of gave her outs because I was like, hey, you've talked crap about me, that's fine. We weren't that close back then, I guess, whatever. And
that's also what's crazy is that Trisha literally gave Colleen a reason to be like, yeah, I did this. And Trisha probably would have been able to move on.
He vehemently denied, no, I never sent pictures of you. The underage fan would send me pictures of you. Not specifying if they were nude or not. The text came out last night and my heart started racing. I was triggered. I haven't been triggered in a while, and I was triggered. My heart was racing, I was sick to my stomach, and I don't know, I guess seeing stuff like that, that's probably the worst I've seen from someone that I've considered a friend. That's pretty barbaric. It's pretty misogynistic. And it is downright cruel. It's a low level of a person.
Trisha's honestly not wrong. And again, whatever you want to call Trisha Paytas out for, I hear you, and I might even agree on the takes, but let's be real here. Trisha Paytas is entitled to be mad about this. I'm mad about this because Colleen Ballinger may have committed a felony for an inside joke and in the process humiliated one of her friends for years.
And lied about it.
And then lied about it to that friend. That should not have happened. Now, about 16 minutes in, Trisha makes it clear that she wants to apologize to Adam and Johnny, though strangely she doesn't name them.
I am so sorry to that person. If this is true, I'm so sorry. I know firsthand how traumatizing that can be.
I understand why she didn't name us. I understand why she didn't name me. And again, that was because me and Trisha have had back and forth because I was covering frenemies and the fallout of it and stuff. I don't take that personally at all.
Nothing to do with this. I do not condone it. I think it's the most disgusting thing, and above all else, illegal. And the person she sent, who was, I think, 20 at the time, maybe 21. I still think it's disgusting. A grown woman in their 30s doing this to someone who is in their house, been around their family. You have some issues. It's a sickness.
This is not Trisha Paytas' mess. If everything went down as has been described, someone, possibly even Colleen Ballinger herself, bought a subscription to Trishyland, which was Trisha's OnlyFans type platform before OnlyFans existed, with the express purpose of sharing Trisha's exposed photos and mocking.
It's just so lame. It really is so lame.
Them with people, and as it turns out, some of those people were allegedly underage, which again is a federal crime. Colleen Ballinger inadvertently dragged Trisha into this, and she's fully in her right to say, yeah, no, screw that.
And I don't think this is jumping on a hate bandwagon. This is hey, maybe she doesn't get it. What she did was wrong. You know what I mean? Maybe.
I can't believe she texted a link to the Toxic Gossip Train to Trisha, almost here you go.
I just
what reality does she live in?
To say I don't stand behind Colleen whatsoever. Her video was not an apology, and it took away from the severity of her actions of talking to minors, bringing minors on stage at her show. These people are speaking up and they're uncomfortable for a reason. Acknowledge it, change it, do better. But I don't stand by her. I'm embarrassed to be associated with her. I'm embarrassed for the fans that she messaged those to. Should never have happened.
It's time to say something. It's time to actually take accountability. Remember what Adam McIntyre said. He will.
Again, I can't believe this was all after she did the toxic gossip.
Stop talking about this if you just genuinely apologize privately and publicly to him and his mother. And I'm sure maybe some of the other victims feel the same.
Hey, kitty time.
Okay, I need a whole just gaggle of cute kitties on my screen to cleanse my palate after all of this. These babies, they just warm my soul. I love them so much. Remember to grab your Petty University apparel, links
Woody,
below, and
my cat Woody loves those little cat-like
join the
things.
community and get excited because I will be dropping a brand new collection,
them.
hopefully in part 3 of this series. Hopefully it will be done by then. I want to get it out to you as soon as possible. You're going to love it. Now, usually at this part in my documentaries, I do Twitter shout-outs, but this time I want to feature some tweets that some of the brave victims shared about part 1 of this docuseries. First one comes from Adam, who shared, "Thank you, Swoop, for everything. The support you have shown both privately and publicly is so incredible." And Adam, I'm gonna keep saying this to you. You don't need to thank me. Your voice deserves to be elevated, and if I can help do that in any way, that's what I am here to do. Next up is Alex, who said, "Just finished the documentary and I cried a lot. Thank you for giving my voice this platform and for being so supportive and professional, both publicly and behind the scenes. You're a really wonderful human." And again, it kind of blows me away that like y'all are going through something just truly so tragic and awful, and you still are like kind to the people around you. And I appreciate you very much, Alex. Alex later went on to say something that I wanted to for sure share with all of you watching, all of you in the Petty University community, as you all have been so incredibly kind and supportive of these victims in the comments. And so, quote, "I'm in tears going through the comments on this and seeing so much support for me. Seeing that my words have helped others with chronic illness and others feeling comfortable enough to share their chronic illness stories is truly healing something in me. I can't say it enough, all of y'all watching who continue to watch these docs and be part of this community, that when you share these comments to the victims, oftentimes they do see them and your words are speaking directly to them as well as mine. And I think that is such a beautiful thing. So thank you for being just as kind and amazing to them in these difficult times." Here are some thoughts from Johnny, who shared, "OMG, Swoop, I'm only 3 minutes in and my eyes are locked on the screen."
Little did Johnny know that the next episode would be about exposing him. And you know what's so crazy? I don't know if people know this. Johnny was under the impression that up until that episode came out, like the second it came out, that it was going to be platforming him talking about Josh being a groomer. It was only when the video went live that he realized that it was exposing him, which is crazy. It was only me, Swoop, her team, and like selective people that knew.
I can already tell you did such a fantastic job.
Because Swoop and her team didn't want Johnny to know that this was coming and Johnny to try manipulate something, or it was very, very, very clever.
Thank you for amplifying our voices. And like I said to Adam, that's what I'm here to try to do as best that I can to help amplify the stories that should be heard. Some thoughts from Ella, who said, "Thank you so much. You're a warrior. Spoonies stick together." Ella, yes, absolutely. Spoonies. We are here supporting each other, and I appreciate you so much.
Shout out to Ella.
Healing.
Hope
and
Ella's
finally,
doing
Becky,
well.
who said, "I finally got to watch Swoop's documentary on Colleen, and wow, this is the most concise but also compassionate docu I've ever seen. The way you handled my story with delicacy and love made me cry. I can't thank you enough for this." Wow. And again, I'm so humbled by you even taking the time to thank me, because you certainly don't have to do that. And all I hope is that this work helps to provide some, at least bridge to some healing. That's all I could possibly hope for. So again, thank you everyone who took the time to watch part 1 and lift these humans up. I think your support continues to go a long way towards helping people heal. And hopefully also you've been able to maybe learn something in your own situation and own life to help better protect you if you are experiencing any type of abuse. We truly have such a powerful community here, our valid, brilliant, petty community. I'm so proud of everyone who has come forward and proud of all of you for your kindness. In fact, as y'all know, my Twitter DMs are open, and I received this message from a mom named Amy from the UK, who gave me permission to share her message here, which truly underscores the power of victims coming forward, the power of giving them a platform to be heard, and the power of all of you, this community. So I'm going to read a few segments of this. "Hey Swoop, I just wanted to drop you a PM and say how very grateful I am for your last doc on Colleen. You have no idea how helpful and instrumental it has been for me. To put into context, I am a mother to a 13-year-old boy who is an avid follower of Colleen/Miranda and watches her on YouTube and Netflix. She wouldn't even be on my radar if I didn't share a Netflix account and YouTube account on a family plan with my son and be able to see what he's watching. And if I'd not been a follower of yours, I wouldn't have
this is crazy.
known how problematic she is. I always got an icky feeling about her, and from now on, I'm going to trust my gut. After watching your doc, I immediately jumped in the parents group chat and brought this all to the attention of my son's friends' parents, to which they just brushed it off as silly online drama, to which I literally replied, "It's not drama, it's dangerous." So thanks for that little tagline. And I directed them to your doc, and afterwards they were all horrified, and we have since banned our kids from watching her and explained in very serious terms why, so they understand and recognize what grooming is. So it's been educational for us all. If it wasn't for Adam's bravery at coming forward and you with your finger on the pulse and such such an amazing way at stating the facts with receipts, etc., I don't think I would have been as successful at warning other parents. I'm so glad I'm a part of your online community, as it's helped a group of parents in the UK who otherwise would be out of the loop safeguard their children and gave us an opportunity to talk openly with our kids about grooming in a context they could understand. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing what you do. Sending you much love from the UK.
UK vibes!
And thank you, Amy. That says it all right there. This is the reason why I spend so much time, why my team and I are so committed to highlighting these stories, because together with this community that we've all built together, all 500K strong of us now, we are making an impact. I truly know that to be a fact. We are changing
and
the
Swoop is so close to 1 million,
around
so go and
abuse,
subscribe.
and I couldn't be more proud and more blessed to be able to do that with all of you. So thank you. Thank you so much.
She is the best.
If you want to be my next Twitter shout out, make sure to follow me on Twitter at SpankyV, linked below, and retweet this video right here. You can also hit me up on Instagram, linked in the description. That is where I post most often and respond to a lot of DMs. Again, we're trying to get Instagram to 100,000 followers.
And the good news is she hit it.
Because I do a lot of posting over there. And hopefully we will hit the 100K goal there very soon. Be sure to check out Helix.
Okay. Our queen is sponsored. I am not. This has been so fascinating, truly revisiting, because again, so much happened. I forgot mainly that Corey soft launched the fucking toxic gossip train the day before. Like, we must have knew that it was coming. It's really interesting having a time period of your life that for the most part you forget the day-to-day things that happened, but you remember big events, because there's so many things that are like rushing back to me. And I'm really intrigued for the Johnny episode, which I think is the next one, and the Josh interview, because that to me was really when I started like, whoa, like things were insane and so much was happening. Like, it's kind of like being reminded of the Cody live stream. Forgot about that. Oh my God. Well, Swoop, we love you, and I'm gonna love and leave you here, and we'll move on to the next episode soon. I hope you're all doing very well, and goodbye.